I've got a 4-year-old grandson. The next year of his life, he's going to live 25% of what he's already lived today.
I see where you're going with
And
this.
20% of what he's about.
I see where you're
total
going.
about to
Okay?
Yep.
I'm 72. In the next year, I'm going to live 1/72nd of the time that I've lived thus far.
That's not a bad theory.
It goes by a lot faster for me than it does for the 4-year-old.
Although it just seemed to me like age 10 to 18 was the longest. Those were the longest years of my life. They just seemed to take forever. It seemed like it was.
Well, first
now
of
they
all,
just slip by.
yeah, but first of all, you're a lot more cognizant of what's going on than a 4-year-old is. Plus, it's that period of your life when you're anxious to start doing things. You're able to do things.
I think it's being forced to go to school. Maybe that's it. Maybe because time drags, especially in school or work, where I spent so much time looking at a clock, watching time go by.
Not go by.
Right. You go, it's got to be 20 minutes, and 3 minutes have gone by.
How's the sound, Al?
Sounds good. By the way, it's 0.014.
Percent?
Yeah, so it's like 0.1% of his life. Not even the 100th.
Oh, for me.
Yeah, on 100. Yeah, it's weird. No, wait, I'm doing that wrong.
It's a 70-second.
It's 1%. It's 1.3%. It's 1.3%.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of 20 or 25%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that does.
Did you ever think of it in those terms?
I have not.
My
actually.
job here is done. Good night.
But that is it's a good way of thinking of it.
People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is my friend Joe.
Hey now.
Together we got a little thing called Kinda Right. We're kind of getting back in the groove, I hope, just in time for me to go on my honeymoon in a few weeks. But I got news that I got Sundays open if you want to do 3 a week for a while. There's no music on Sundays anymore. My son punched a wall.
We can do Sundays.
And he broke his fucking hand, which I believe, by the way, everybody, to my left today, if you can picture our pentagonal table that we talk about, is my dad, Al Sr.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, we call him Little Al,
That's funny.
even though he may be a little older.
So anyway, you saw Evan after his thing tonight?
Saw Evan about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
He's got the nice blue cast.
How's he seem? Does he seem embarrassed or bummed, or is he just regular Evan? I think he's a little embarrassed.
You're always embarrassed when you do something stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
He'll never do that again.
I gave him a hug and I said, you know, I love you, you jerk, or something like that.
Yeah,
Whatever
moron.
it was. No, it might have been jerk or...
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to him. The only thing I listened to him. He blames his sister.
Eric is
for the whole thing.
Oh, I don't know the story. I didn't ask the story.
Evan is Al's son, by the way.
Everybody knows who Evan is. I talk about him.
All three of you that
incessantly.
listen to us.
I talk about him. Here's what happened in a nutshell. It was Mother's Day. We got back from band practice a little late. Go ahead. What do you need?
I'm just bringing gas.
Oh, the lovely,
What I need is a hug.
the lovely Patty, Mrs. Joe.
Yes,
Just happened-
honey.
Anytime Patty makes an
Barging in on a
appearance,
show here.
We love when Patty shows up.
Homemade
Thanks.
salt?
Chunky salsa and shit.
No, that's
Wow. And a homemade pickle.
All right. Honey, thank you very much.
so you guys can eat that. And there's pork and beans for the.
That's great. Honey, that's great.
I'm leaving. I just
Thank you,
wanted to give
Patty.
guys
You're wonderful, honey.
A big halted top hug, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, that was fun.
Isn't she the best?
So anyway, I talk incessantly about Evan. Everyone knows who Evan is. Evan, on Mother's Day, was fixing his car window, and he was coming upstairs, and he was checking in, and it was about time to eat dinner. And he's like, I got 5 minutes left. And Charlene started to nag him a little bit. Now, if you talk to him again and ask him about it, he says she's been fucking on my case since the second she got the fuck home. She won't leave me alone, is what he said to me. This was afterward, you know. She's devastated, because she thinks he's blaming her, and he is. He hasn't spoken, and she knows enough not to speak to him.
Right.
So the thing is she mothers him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And he
know.
just got one mother trained.
Exactly.
Shit, he don't need
Yeah.
two mothers because he just got the other one trained. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
So
our
what did
evidence.
what did he punch?
He says he punched the. There's a Rubbermaid cabinet at the bottom of the stairs of the basement stairs for storage. You know how like you got your fridge over there, or you used to have a fridge there. Picture a cabinet there. Now what I'm saying is I don't think that's
Well,
what
like
he
a
punched.
wire rack Rubbermaid.
I think he punched the fucking cement wall next to it. Is what I think.
Oh well, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
You're gonna break your hand.
At first,
That'll
I
break a
thought.
pinky.
At first, when I heard that he went downstairs and punched something, and they heard it, I thought maybe he punched the paneling in the studio office there and hit stud or something. Now, I distinctly remember being a teenager, and I got mad at, I think, one of my brothers or something. Instead of hitting them, I put my fist through the wall in their bedroom, and I was lucky I didn't hit stud boy. You know what? I never punched a wall after that again. Because I was embarrassed. Uncle Harold was over, by the way, alone. And he had just gotten there. And he's
Wonderful
days. And he
days.
even said to me, he says,
Was Uncle Harold naked?
Not yet. He'd been known to. On the same deck that your father... Oh, your dad loved Uncle Harold,
Your
didn't
father
he? They
had
loved him.
strong affection for Uncle Harold.
Well, they were both
Was
Air
Uncle
Force.
Harold.
They were both Air Force.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Your dad over in England and Harold was in Hawaii.
Harold was probably
Do they fly naked?
10
a lot
years
in
older
Hawaii?
than Big Joe, right? Yeah, about 10 years older than Big Joe.
Well, Harold's 12 years older than your...
So she's 80, 70. He was only, he would have been 84. That's right. He was only 69 when he died.
He's
Your
only-
dad's
he's
80,
only-
81, right?
He's 80.
My father's 80.
All right, well, they were more contemporaries
Oh,
than
absolutely.
I thought. Yeah.
There's only 4 years difference.
He was born.
They
in
might have been in at
38,
the same time.
January 1st, 1938.
1938.
Doesn't sound that old, but when you think about it,
80's fucking
that's
old.
when the Nazis came in power, and that seems like a fucking whole, well, you know, almost century ago.
Like a whole lifetime ago, right?
I think the Nazis came in power in like 34.
You could be right, Joe. It might be 33. I think you're right. That was the night of the...
Like-
yeah, and 38 was when everything was...
push.
When they got all ramped up.
Shit
You're
was
right.
getting ready to hit the
Yeah.
fan.
You're right. I think 33 was when he came to power. Who knows?
When he was chancellor.
Yeah. So...
But 38's when the bloodbath
You know,
started.
I have this fucking thing is asking me if I'm trying to sign into SoundCloud, and for some
Why are you
reason
going on
all
SoundCloud?
because I like looking at it.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, naked pictures of you, Al.
Oh.
All the other stuff that you post.
That's fine.
So,
Go ahead.
Kim Jong Un.
He was making a little...
You think he's starting to waver?
No, he's doing
No. He's got a posture.
Let me tell you about Kim Jong Un. Kim Jong Un is looking at this crazy motherfucker that we got for president right now. Going,
Yeah.
this may not be the one I want to fuck with.
That's right.
And Trump is not a war person. Does not want to go to war.
It doesn't do anything for the economy. Doesn't do anything.
No,
for,
it's horrible.
It used to do good things for the economy.
Right,
It
right.
doesn't anymore.
Well, yeah, back in the 40s when you're going to have a war
build tanks and ships and
yeah, not
not drones.
firing missiles off of ships,
Right.
and
Right.
although I guess it probably still does. What do you think of the idea of this perpetual war? Now we have this terrorism, and this is what the military-industrial complex has wanted all along. Now there's no nation state that we have to get rid of. It's just chasing around these people. Do you think they love it? Do you think
The
it's-
military?
Well, the people that make the money off of the military.
Well, of course they love it. Why wouldn't they love it?
Well, they're making a lot of money off of it.
Well, there you
So
go.
I guess they must love it. They also must love the...
Yeah, that's for you. I'll put a little lead in your pencil.
I got to ask what it is.
Oh, it's just vodka and sparkling water.
Okay, thank you.
I think they also love the computer shit has gone crazy. So the amount of...
Electronics.
Well, and the amount of... You know, we're going to listen to every single phone call that goes on in the United States, in and out. Or from Kansas to Maryland. Because they're listening to those too, no matter what they tell you. So, that's a hell of a thing to do, too.
What's that?
Listening to every single phone call.
The professional eavesdropping.
Can you imagine?
On the citizens.
For a
I'm
job?
not talking about like there's 500,000 people sitting in a building listening to every phone
Probably
call.
not many people, by the way.
But they have,
Couple dozen, maybe.
I guess they have keywords they look
Keywords,
for.
yep.
And,
Yep.
you know, if two of these keywords are said in some conversation, then the conversation will be, you know, flagged. And then maybe a computer can still look at it more in depth. But it's a crazy world we're living in right now.
It's a scary world.
It is a very scary world, and I am one of those people that are on the same. Well, this makes me sound like an asshole, an arrogant asshole.
That's never bothered you before.
I am okay. I'm on the same page as the Elon Musk and Bill Gates, even though I think Bill Gates should be killed because of the Windows operating system that we're forced to use because of his monopoly.
He's the single most fucking reason why we're not more advanced than we are, Bill Gates.
Yes, we've come to that,
Held us back.
or at least I've come to that conclusion.
I agree 100%.
Because we're tied to this fucking Windows operating system. And if they broke Microsoft up in the 90s, back when they should have, there would have been 5 operating system companies. And we'd have operating systems that open up in 2 seconds and do shit like, you know, people that want nothing to do. They want to, like, go on, get their email and go on Facebook. And they don't give a fuck how the computer works.
I think
They'd have an operating
I think you're
system
speaking
for
to
that.
one over there.
Hello.
You just
Yeah,
about
you don't
described
want to.
him.
You don't give a shit about what's going on in the background. You just want to have your
I think
shit not stolen.
I think about it once in a while. I sit there with my tablet and I go, this is amazing.
It is,
This is amazing.
but you're not going to start coding next week or anything.
Hell
Neither
no.
am I.
Hell no.
You know what else is amazing? That X1 platform. Are you used to that yet? Your cable?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that fucking awesome? By the way, he loves his YouTube on TV. That's his thing.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
I watch a lot
On,
of YouTube
on
myself.
the X1 platform, you know what I mean? It's really cool.
Yeah, you can go.
You talk to it, you tell it what you want, and you might not have to program anything else for the day or week. There might just be shit that plays in a row that you like.
I got an Amazon TV. I still have the X1, which I keep saying I'm going to give up,
You can't.
but I haven't given it up yet. But
State of the art.
I watch a lot of Amazon Prime, and I watch a lot of Netflix. But the Amazon Prime has there's nothing like the talk into it. Find me Burt Reynolds movies.
Right.
You know, that kind of shit that's awesome.
Yeah, but the X1 will find shit on Netflix and YouTube for you.
But
Anything
you know
that
what?
It
The
has a
X1
portal to, it'll find.
The X1 going to Netflix is like it's a slow deal.
Well, that's because
moving-
of the whole net neutrality thing.
No.
You don't
it was
think?
slow before.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's not that slow.
It's slow.
Once you're in Netflix, it's not slow. Now, I don't use Netflix as much as you, so maybe I'm wrong. Every time I've used it, I never went, Jesus, this is fucking slow. So I don't know. Maybe we use it differently. Because the only thing I watched on it was that Frankie and Grace and Frankie, with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, which was wonderful, wonderful stuff. Which they watched independently of me.
Well, you know what I've been watching? I've got.
Oh, well, we also watched Mad Men.
On Netflix?
I'm pretty sure it was
Oh,
Netflix.
Yeah, I watched that on fucking
I've
regular
watched-
on demand.
We
I
spent
binge
last summer.
watched.
We binge watched it all last
Did you do
summer.
Mad Men, Joe?
Yeah.
Fantastic, right?
I like Mad
Fucking
Men a lot.
amazing.
Yep.
Top 3 or 4 show of all time.
You know what I'm
what I
doing
mean?
right now?
Trying to remember which one it is.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, wow.
From 1987 until 1994.
I watched all of those as they came out, so I've seen them.
I watched a few. Never really watched the whole thing. Still, I think they're going to be making Star Trek shit. My wife says,
I think there is another Star Trek show on now.
They're going to be making Star Trek shit in 100 years.
Yeah.
Now, my wife said, but they'll be making Star Wars shit in 100 years. I'm like, no, they won't.
I don't think so.
But they're going to be making Star Trek movies in 100 years. I think it's that progressive. It's still good. And as long as this next generation, the writing is great.
Yeah, and it's not so much about the
And they had some-
science fiction of it. It
They
was
had
about
some hot babes on who are, I was looking up the ages, are all like
70.
69, 70.
Go easy. Joe.
how hot is the redheaded doctor? The redheaded doctor?
She's 70.
Oh my god, that's fine. I'd throw her one anyway. I like older chicks. I'm into
Well,
older chicks,
I didn't really look at her as
like younger
70.
chicks
Maybe
too. By
she's-
the way,
She's probably still
and I
wonderful.
also like chicks my age.
Yeah.
I'm talking 18 to 80. Like Jane Fonda, I would throw one right in her mouth for her.
No, Jane Fonda should be fucking executed.
Oh, that's the whole politics thing. Politics aside.
It's not politics. It's treason.
oh.
Jane Fonda.
You mean like John Kerry type treason?
Jane Fonda should be have
John-
her head
You mean like
chopped
John
right
McCain treason?
I don't know John McCain,
John McCain
as much
is-
as John Kerry, sorry.
off. There's been a lot of talk about the old John McCain.
What are you getting cold? It's all right. All right,
Turn
good.
the thing off.
No, leave it on.
You got 2 big galoots here.
That's why I brought
We're extra excited about the new air conditioning setup.
So
I like it. I like the whole setup here.
It's not bad, right?
John Wayne McCain is
If you get
supposedly
too drunk to go home,
has
you can take a nap on the bed.
supposedly been part of the old eking along the old military industrial complex for his entire career,
Well, it's the,
and
son
somehow
and the grandson of
sort of
naval
profiting
admirals.
off of it as well. I
Apparently,
think
John Kerry has been going around. Well, he's been going around telling all his contacts at first he was like, "Don't worry about Trump; he'll be out in a year." That's what all those lunatics thought, and they're still tantruming over this guy winning the election, and now they're gonna have to fucking deal with the fact that he's gonna be president of the United States till January 20th, 2025. There's no way that's not gonna happen unless he kicks it from a heart attack. Apparently, he's getting less cheese on his burgers now or something, and he's fine.
John Kerry is a fucking loser,
He sucks.
and I say that
He's even got bad plastic surgery.
on two. First of all, he got like C's at Yale.
Well, so did George Bush Jr.
So did I.
George Bush Jr.
So did I. We talk about that all the
Well,
time.
so did I.
I got out with a 2.14.
But I'm-
Graduated 2.14.
I'm never running a
Point zero.
Is that you?
2.0.
Good for you. In political
I'm not running
science.
for president, nor
Yeah,
do I
right.
think I should.
Right.
And John Kerry, as sophisticated as he might sound, and as rich as his wife might be, and whatever he inherited,
She owns ketchup.
he makes horrible fucking decisions.
Yeah.
He's an
And-
imbecile.
Imbecile is a good
He's
word,
an imbecile.
but I want to go with idiot because imbecile. We did this one night. There's imbecile, idiot, and moron, all of which used to be technical terms.
And they're different degrees of, that type of thing.
More-
and I fucking figured it out right
If
off
you're
the
a
bat.
moron, you're smarter than an imbecile, which is smarter than an idiot.
Idiot is the word.
So I believe John
Okay.
Kerry is an idiot.
Is an idiot.
George W. Bush is an imbecile.
Actually,
and a war criminal.
somebody in the know, obviously you can't do it scientifically, but they figured it out. Somebody who knows about IQ and all that rated all the presidents from highest to lowest, and the guy who was the lowest still had a 120 IQ. You know what I mean? Which is way above average. Average is 100. You know what I mean? I don't think you can technically be higher than 160 gets you into Mensa.
Took their IQ. This was
180.
some guy
No, I know.
guessing.
Yeah, but somebody who's an expert in the field.
You know,
so you know who that
it's
just
all fucking bullshit.
so
Tops off at 180.
George W. was like the second or third.
And I don't think
least
George W.
smart.
I voted for George
The
W.
least smart was
Bush
Ulysses S. Grant.
twice.
It's weird.
I voted for W twice.
Me too.
But
Me
in
too.
hindsight, the Iraq War, they knew what I'm thinking right now. That
I
this
also
was going to
voted
be
for
a
Jesse
fucking
Jackson.
boondoggle, and it was just going to get people killed, and it was going to be a mess. And they should have known.
They did know. I firmly believe they did know.
And I don't think there's no good reason for it. I still can't think of a good reason for it.
Because a lot of people made incredible amounts of money.
Well, yes. Other than that,
No, but it's never other than that. Follow the money. Follow the money.
You sound like Dave.
yeah. But you know what? Did they make any money?
No,
in
you're right. You sound
If
like
they
my
just
brother.
if they just went to Afghanistan, would they have made any money?
No.
I mean, the people.
No, because Afghanistan is a mountainous,
The people
unsettled.
selling the war shit to go to Afghanistan would be making money. But
But there's not as much shit to blow up there.
you go into Iraq, they got the oil.
Yeah.
But you know what? Iraq and Iran, Iraq was a nice.
Afghanistan had the lithium, by the way.
I heard that. I think that's a ruse.
I don't think
We've
so.
talked about that on this show.
Oh, I'm
Didn't
sorry.
we look that
no,
up?
no, Dad. No. We love to revisit shit because
And it's okay.
usually the first time we talk about it, nope, we're wrong.
And it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah. Revisit it.
But-
I'm not sure it was lithium though. I think it was. Was it lithium?
Whatever it's used to make the new
The batteries.
new battery.
Yeah, it's not lithium. It's whatever is being now.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called.
The NICAD shit?
Yeah.
But that's older than lithium technology.
Well, maybe it's lithium then.
But the Iraq thing, they had a nice balance. Saddam Hussein against Iran,
Oh, he was the strong man in the Middle East.
So they fucked that up. Now we got this, this Syria debacle going on,
Yeah.
which we probably should have nothing to do with. And I tend to believe, because I'm a big fan of the Jews, whatever the Israelis want to do,
It is lithium.
I'm all for it.
There's $3 trillion in lithium in Afghanistan.
I believe the Jews should get a pass, even though they were,
It might only be $1 trillion.
they know what genocide is like. I think the Palestinians need to be killed.
Palestinians are gypsies at best.
Well,
and if you talk to my brother, who I believe now that he has, I'm sorry I gave him your email. You're about to be flooded with shit.
No, I got something interesting.
No,
from him. I had
he
already
loves us.
seen it, but
And by
That's
the way,
cool.
when Dad gave me the fucking final, when I was convinced he was doing it, I called Dave last night. I didn't know until last night you were doing it, until you called me to say, I'll be there. But Dave...
Oh, by the way, happy 50th, guys.
oh, thank you.
I think it's a hell of a milestone.
Oh, thanks. This is show
And-
50,
and I appreciate the invite.
which is why we had the old man in.
I just didn't.
we made.
I just
50
didn't want to
shows.
drag
And
it
I didn't
down.
even think of this, but I'm
And for
going to
those
be
of you
50
listening
in
who
a
are-
week.
who
I'm going to be
count-
50 next week, and it's our 50th, and we got my dad in. There you go.
Not that 50's a
might
wild
have to have
milestone,
Mom in, too.
but for someone that's like myself, who's wildly erratic and starts projects and quits things, and it has been one of the most consistent things I've ever done.
Yeah, but see, this one is criticism free. No one's going to criticize anything you do on this one.
I don't follow.
Because only you and I and Dad and the other people who've been here know about it. And Dave and Patty.
The other three people.
The other
Still
three
trying to
people
figure out
listening,
how to get more people to listen, but
Our show is growing
Pat Lonergan listens.
slowly.
does he still listen?
I believe so.
I thought he only listened to it on YouTube. Joe put it back up on YouTube, so maybe he's listening on YouTube again.
maybe.
Yeah, I found a program that loads it right up.
My personal problem with it is I don't work on the road anymore.
Yeah.
When I was on the
It's
road,
something you want to listen to on the road.
When I was on the road, I listened to everything. You know, books on CD.
There's a lot. The people who listen to it on the road or in their home office, and you don't do the home office thing. You're home, but you don't. By the way, a year retired.
We talked about that.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry.
Before you got here.
Oh,
we
okay,
were
sorry.
talking about it. But it's been a very busy.
Before I press record.
Here we go. We're jumping again, but it's been a very.
That's what we do around here.
It's been a very, very busy year. We can get back to the politics, but
No, we'll get back to it. Talk about this is what we do.
it was a year ago this week that I started stripping the kitchen cabinets for the remodel. That I started boxing everything up, dragging it out to the
Is that when the
storage
dumpster came?
units. Yeah.
It's been a year already. This is a quick year, man. That kitchen remodel is beautiful. You haven't been over there, Joe. You got to go see it.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
It was
It
a group
started-
effort.
I stopped working on a Friday, and Monday or Tuesday the following week,
Dan plumbed it and nothing leaked.
Dan has gotten better.
All the shit I plumbed leaked, but
He's off the pot. Plus, he's got the pecs.
no, he isn't.
no, he had to come back.
Hey, let me have an FB out of there. A cold one. And a beer, please.
Dan, God bless him, he had to come back. The kitchen sink leaked.
I thought your boy fixed it. No, it was Leanne's thing.
Dan's a wonderful man. He's the only plumber I've ever used. I told Dan
He's the
he
last
and
of the
I are dying
Mohicans.
together.
He's the last of the Mohicans. I'm gone. I'm even gone.
That's right.
You know, Joe is very loyal to his guys.
I know.
And
Al came and went.
Dan's
still around.
Yeah, Dave, the electrician, who I'm using for something. I can't use Dan on this, but I'm going to use Dave, and I'm getting an old timer, George from Carver. But anyway,
Is this something for work? Or for
no.
your shit?
For me, the laundry hookups. I got to cut into the fucking cast iron and put in a Schedule 40 fucking collar.
yeah.
I'm not going to handle that myself.
No, have Dan. Dan knows how to do that.
I don't want Dan to do it.
Why not?
First of all, you can't get a fucking hold of Dan. I actually called him, and I remembered I'm never going to get a hold of Dan because you call his cell phone,
You can get a hold of it.
and it goes, "Hi, it's Dan. Leave me a message." And then it goes, "This fucking mailbox is full."
That's not true.
Yeah, his mailbox is full. And then you text him,
not
and
true.
he never gets back to you. Anyway, do you think Dan will do that?
Sure.
Dan's prices are good, I gotta say.
And he knows how to do that.
And he won't do the old. See, I need him to cut into that and then fucking inside a closet, put some pipe on the wall, and in a spare bedroom is where the fucking the washing machine's gonna be, the laundry machine. Fucking go right through the wall. But see, he won't. I'll go. You're not going to do permits.
I'm looking
or
at a
anything,
picture
Dan,
of
right?
John Kerry
All right.
right now, and I
See,
have to say
this is what happens.
We're
And-
back to John Kerry.
And forgive me for saying this.
At any point,
And this is all due
we
respect
change direction.
with Al Senior here, but John Kerry looks like he's got about a half an inch of dried load all over his face. Now I know that's terrible to say, but that's what he looks like.
And he looks like it's sliding off.
And there's the first thing that will be on the write-up for tonight's show.
Takes loads.
John Kerry takes loads.
He looks like it's just he's plastered it onto his face.
But that it's not holding.
No,
It's
he's
drooping.
melting.
Yeah, he's melting. Exactly.
He's melting.
Yeah.
The dried cum on his face is melting.
Well, load. I was trying.
No,
to,
the
trying
fresh
to tone
hot-
it down for
I
your
was
old
thinking-
man.
Now the fresh hot.
I was thinking more of the fresh hot
Yeah.
crap.
Now the fresh hot.
fucking drizzling
The
jizz
fresh
all over his
hot
face.
load on his face is melting the other fucking dried load on his
Okay.
face. That's
All right.
what's going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You guys are tough.
Maybe it's a special Heinz sauce
Although-
from his honey's
Maybe he had a
clam.
couple 4 or 5 dried loads on his face, and someone just took a hot steaming piss on his face too.
Oh.
He probably loves to be peed on.
John
no
Kerry
question.
likes to be peed
He
on.
loves it.
He takes
Al,
loads and likes.
There's
to
no
be peed on.
question. John Kerry fucking loves being peed on.
I mean, who doesn't? When you fucking boil right down to
I
it.
don't.
Have you ever been pissed on by a
I
chick?
have actually. When I was a kid, someone pissed on me from the roof.
A chick?
Someone was up on a roof.
She hung her ass
No,
over?
no.
Oh, a
I'm
dude.
talking about a dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Is it raining? And the guy's pissing on me.
Dad, have you ever been pissed on?
No.
Have you ever pissed on anybody? You must have pissed on someone
Nope.
at fucking Delta House there at UConn.
Nope.
I pissed in a grand piano
Were you at
at
Delta
Smith
House?
College.
Oh no, you weren't in a frat. You were in a
I was in an independent house. We were a lot crazier than the frats.
independent house, meaning it was. What does that mean?
Means there were 66 men in the
You
house.
weren't in the Greek,
We were not Greek affiliated.
so it was basically a big boarding house.
we were not in a university run dorm.
Okay,
We were in an independently run dorm.
so it was an apartment house.
we set our own. We hired our own chef.
Yeah.
We paid for
Oh,
our
shit.
own.
How many
That's some independent-
How many
Now,
bathrooms?
was there an elder
I'm sorry.
person there living there?
Yes. We had a
House
we
mother.
had a
House-
house mother, dorm, whatever the hell they used to call her.
Did you bang her?
Now, did she own the place?
No, it looked
No,
like
did he-
It looked like a conventional.
Did any of the guys bang
University.
the
Who did you
house
pay
light?
rent to? If it was you weren't paying rent to the school.
You paid to the school,
Oh, really?
but your social dues went to the house.
How many bathrooms in that motherfucker with 66 people in it?
2.
Showers and toilets.
Well, it was 66 men over 3 floors.
I got you. So 22. So it's like a dorm room.
11. Yeah.
But was there more than one shower on a floor and more than
yeah.
one toilet and all that shit?
Oh yeah.
So it was
there
like a
were-
dorm
there
set
were-
up in a house.
Yeah, except
Interesting, right?
we
I don't think they had that at UMass.
we hired our own chef.
Yeah.
He prepared all the
No, we
meals.
didn't have this. What he's talking about.
We had
no.
we had a dining room that held.
He was
like,
at UConn, close second to UMass in craziness. You know what I mean?
We had a dining room that held about 70 people. Seated about 70.
And this
There
was
were-
a house. It wasn't like some brick fucking.
No, it was a big brick fucking.
Oh, it was. Okay.
It looked like a dormitory.
Oh, all right.
But instead of university food and whatever, we had a guy who catered to us.
That's nice.
He planned all the menus. There were guys in the dorm who acted as waiters, kitchen staff, dishwashers. They were given a
When I
break.
was,
Dad set up shop there too, by the way.
I was very successful.
he was selling shit.
Yeah, he sold
You
goods.
sold like, milk
Chiclets.
and
Yeah,
fucking
Slim
crackers
Jims
and
jelly,
shit that people want to eat. When
shaving
they're
cream
drunk
and shit.
12 ounce sodas that I bought for
Very.
9 cents a can and sold for 15 cents.
My buddy Ira had a snack bar upstairs. I believe he was making more money up there than he ever made in his life.
Well, I was on the fourth.
And Ira's got the fucking market cornered in fucking private prisons.
Yeah.
I was on the top floor. I was on the 4th floor. Second, third, and 4th floor were the living rooms, living areas. First floor was the house mother's apartment. The kitchen, the lounge, and the dining hall.
Did you guys used to hire live bands and DJs and shit?
Oh, I booked a lot of bands.
Oh yeah, you did do bands.
That's
live
how you
bands.
get the girls in.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
what? Keg party style, or was it everything?
No,
Would you?
when keg parties were usually off campus.
Oh, okay.
you'd
So
rent-
you guys wouldn't buy a keg and then
You'd
charge
rent-
a quarter
you'd-
a cup of
you'd
beer or
rent
whatever.
a firehouse or something and have
Okay.
a keg party, and then you'd invite another girls' dorm.
And-
You'd invite a girls' dorm over.
And would that be a band situation as well, or like a
No, that was really kind of just a drunken fest.
no real music? Somebody had a stereo or something?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the parties at the dorm,
By the way, everybody, we're talking about the early 60s.
yeah, mid-60s. Give me a break.
Yeah,
Mid-60s.
55 years ago.
And, well, the funny thing is,
Oh, yeah, you graduated in 67. So, yeah, you're right.
Mid-60s aren't
50
55
years
I'm
ago.
54.
50
I
years
was
ago.
63.
50, I'm sorry.
And the funny thing is,
Man, my microphone
never-
smells bad.
we never
I'm not surprised.
we never bought kegs for the party in the dorm
Yeah,
because it would get sloppy and messy and
sure.
beer all over the place.
Yeah.
However, there was an open bar set up on the second floor.
Sure.
I mean, on the first floor. No, wait. First floor was the main living floor with the dining room.
Yeah.
The dining room is where all the parties were held. You break down all the tables and chairs. You have plenty of room for dancing.
Yep.
Set up a live band.
Couple of glory holes.
And it was all hard liquor.
That'd
You
be an
had to go
open
up.
window.
You had to go up one flight of stairs.
Yeah.
It was open bar. You didn't buy your drinks. You just told the bartenders what you wanted, and that was it.
Cool.
Now, do you look back at your college years as... I look back at my college years with very, very fondly with rose-colored glasses because I really do. I look back at it fondly, even though if I'm honest, it wasn't the you're very uncertain of what the hell am I going to do with my life? Your whole life's in front of you, kind of, and not being a wildly secure individual. But I remember it fondly, and when I turned 50, that's when I got my Facebook account, and I kind of went around and found about 20 people that I hadn't talked to in a long time, and people that were, I knew very well. I mean, guys I studied with a lot when I was in electrical engineering, various other people, and that was kind of a fun process, finding them. Although I did have the wife of one of my roommates who was the smartest. I called this, he was the smartest guy I've ever met. He was an electrical engineer. I met him in a calculus class, and we ended up living together. And I called him up, and I said, "Hey."
Was he a top or a bottom?
What do you mean? On the
Never mind.
bunk?
Never mind. Never mind. I
never had anything funny.
I got my giggle. That's all I was looking for.
I never had any fun with Scott. So I called up, got a number. I called him up, and I got a woman. I said, "Hey, my name's Joe Brennan. I was Scott B's roommate in college." And she goes, "Yeah, who gives a fuck?" and she hung up on me. And I said, "Well, I don't think I'm going to be talking to him."
So much for that.
So I don't think I had a wrong number either, because she knew who he was.
Well, I'll tell you, I am more in contact with people that Al went to high school and college with than I am with people that I went to high school and college with.
Well, then you're definitely more in contact with people I went to college and high school with than I'm in contact with people I went to college.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a different. Hey, whatever. It is what it is. You had that. Well, first of all, we made some good, long-lasting friendships that you were friends with a lot of my friends, and then you also had your pool hall, and the pool hall was a cultural happening for 12 years in the town of Plymouth.
Yep.
So, and that was.
I
don't remember what the business
now and
plan
then I
was, but
forget
it was
about the
my
pool
age
hall.
of people that you were
What's
attracting.
I
You forget about the pool.
about the pool hall. now and
88
then.
to 99.
88 to
Jesus.
oh well, yeah, I thought it was 2000.
88
Sorry.
to 99.
That was an
Is that
very
12 tax
interesting.
returns? Yeah. All right. That's 12 tax
11.
returns. I was
11. It was 11
I
tax
thought it was
return.
12.
Well,
The last year might not have
maybe
been
12.
claimed. Sorry. We talk a lot about tax evasion on this
No.
thing.
That was
No, you should never talk about.
That was
there's
another-
no tax evasion going on at Kind of Right.
That was another 11
Ever.
years your mother was single.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna tell you right now. I talk about tax evasion a lot, and I find that it's my patriotic duty to
I
fucking
find-
cheat on my taxes as much as possible.
You should never
Because
cheat
here's
on your
what-
taxes. Be honest with the government.
I'm never honest with the government, right down to not filing. I just moved again. That's one of the reasons why I moved, because
I want to make sure everyone knows that Al is talking.
there's another
Not
2
Joe.
years. I
disagree with
I got
you,
another 2 years
and
until
I'm going to have
unless
to try to bring you on board.
Well,
with
here's the thing.
honesty.
I didn't tell my job that I moved. Like I'm not telling them my new address. But I think if the IRS wants to get a hold of me now, they can find me through my job. But
So
I wonder if
went
they'll
to
just. I
college.
wonder if
Hey,
they
shut up over
listen,
there.
When it goes
Hey,
down, do you think they'll just
I went to college.
seize my check?
1981.
See how this goes?
August of 1981. And this is
He's a
why
cunt.
I was
He's a
afraid I
fucking
was going
cunt.
to feel awkward.
this is why Al
I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, it's fun,
This
right?
is why Al Senior, your father, is one of the most important people in my life.
He's a good guy, man. He's a good friend.
I went to college by myself.
Yeah, let's talk into the
I
microphone.
got into the car.
Because your
With-
parents were on a road trip with your sisters.
Yes. And I was bringing Joe Cromie and Kelly Ballo out in a plumbing truck.
Scott Bailey's truck
Scott Bailey, who may be dead at this point.
he's
You
long.
never know.
with all your shit in the
been dead for 30
open
years.
in the open back of the pickup truck.
Going out to Mass Pike
Scott Bailey, who makes me look svelte.
and maybe 2 miles before exit 8 in Palmer, the truck sort of just started making weird noises. Now you got to remember, being out in the western part of Massachusetts when you're 18 seems like you might as well be in fucking California.
Afghanistan.
So the truck stopped moving. There was no more power to the rear wheels, so I put the thing in 4-wheel drive, and I would manage to get it to
The toll booth.
the toll booth, and it died. That was it. And I called my buddy Al's dad, who Al was not my pal because
we weren't pals.
at the time, you got to remember,
He was your dad's pal.
Your dad and I
I'm 18, he's 14. There's no 18-year-olds hanging around with 14-year-olds.
Right.
4 years is an eternity when you're 18 years old.
What you were talking about with Miles and Dad. It's the same,
4 years now,
same type of math.
10 years now doesn't matter. 20 years doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a guy that works. Yes, it doesn't matter. It's because we're all adults here, and we've all had children. We've got grown children.
Yeah.
So, I called Al reluctantly. Al Senior, not 14-year-old Al, and he
36-year-old
Agreed to come out.
36-year-old Al.
He agreed to come and get me.
It was Labor Day.
He didn't just agree. He beat feet. It was like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Well,
I'm out.
He came out
With the
with a
big
station
with
wagon.
the big peacock blue station wagon.
He
Blue Chrysler.
put all the shit into
Plymouth.
the
I think it was a Plymouth.
Oh, my God, the last of the Plymouth.
Yeah.
yeah. Put all the shit in the station wagon. We dropped Joe Cromie off at Western New England College.
In Hartford.
No, in Springfield.
Okay. But we made
Winnick.
we made a drop down to Hartford though, too.
I don't think so.
No?
Then we went up 91 and over to UMass, and we dropped Kelly Ballo off and my shit. And
It
right
was
around
it was
after,
104 degrees.
it was hot as a bastard. And
As
now,
it often is when you're moving into
now your
the
father,
end of the summer.
for whatever, I was brought up where I call all adults Mr. and Mrs. And I called him Mr. Capozzi, and he always used to insist on Al, but I still would call him Mr. Capozzi because my father would give me dirty
You
looks.
guys called him Mr. Capozzi right up until a few years into me working for you. Steve Powers
actually,
called him Mr. Capozzi
only-
for a while.
It's only...
When I joined the trades, I became Al.
It wasn't that. It wasn't comfortable until not that long ago.
Right.
Steve Powers, may he rest in peace.
But I remember going
Really?
to your father, Mr.
I think he's
Capozzi,
dead.
No.
and we had dropped Kelly Ballo off. I got a cooler full of ice cold beer in the back, and he went, "Jesus Christ! Why the fuck didn't you tell me like 3 hours ago?"
We're driving around, sweating like bastards. No air conditioning in the car.
So we went to a U-Haul place.
Drink beer, fucking.
Yeah, they didn't care how drunk you were. And your dad, we took parts of his bumper off, and we hooked a tow bar up and towed Bailey's truck back. And
We went out and had Chinese food for lunch. You remember that?
yes,
Yeah.
Where was that? Like, what town was
Oh,
that?
who
I
knows?
think that was in Palmer. I think there was
Oh,
a
so
Chinese
after
food
you got off the
restaurant.
highway, not quite to Amherst.
Well, you got to remember, we did
We did a big look.
we got back on the pike. We dropped the guy off in Springfield. Then we went up 91
Yeah.
to Route 9.
Right.
And we dropped Kelly Ballo and me off. Then we went back
Because we had to get
Palmer,
the car.
Route 9 through Belcher, then, turning
I
right
got
going
ya.
into Belchertown.
Oh, so when you
we
got
got
up,
a tow bar in
Yeah.
Palmer where all that, all the stores are
But the
now,
joint,
right by the pike.
the joint was closed. Everything was closed. It was Labor Day.
Yeah, didn't I have to beat on the guy's front door or
We had
something?
we found somebody like at a 7-Eleven or something that was open.
yeah, who
and we
owns
said
the U-Haul over there?
We need a tow bar really badly. And that's Frank's place. He only lives 2 miles away, and here's how you can reach him.
so then you went all the way back out to the highway.
we put the truck hooked it up to the Plymouth. It was a pretty scary ride for your dad because it would move the car around. It was a bigger truck than the car.
And it was a big station wagon now.
And Scott Bailey's mother had just died. And I remember thinking in the car and saying this to you, and this is the naivety of youth. I'm going to fucking yell at Scott Bailey for giving me a truck that's fucked up. And it doesn't work that way,
So what time did you leave the house, Dad, that afternoon, and what time
Joe,
did you get home the next morning?
If you had to guess.
I believe Joe called me at 10 in the morning.
You
I-
left
I
right
think-
before lunch.
I think I was there by 12:30,
Okay. And I remember all this happening because I wanted to go, and he's like, "You can't fucking come."
and I was home
I
by
remember.
10 or 11 o'clock at night. And that's including...
I thought it was after midnight when you got home.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I think we...
Well, you're the one who
I
would
think
know.
we made good time.
Well, it was
Packed
one of the
a lot
be-
of shit in.
It was one of the most decent acts that one person can do for another. And I still thank him to this day.
And he still embarrasses me every time
It's
he
not.
does it.
No, it's a
And
great
it's
story.
It's
very indicative of the type of guy you are, Dad.
it's
you
a loyalty thing.
Yeah.
It's something I learned a lot from that.
Yep.
And you know what?
He's a very loyal person.
My buddy Chris Jarvis, when he had his first kidney transplant, and he had his I was on the phone with him, and he was in the hospital for a while, and it's like he had to go back into surgery, and he's like, I don't know, something's fucked up, and I got on a plane, I went to Wisconsin, drove to Madison, walked into the room, and he went, to this day, if I see his sister Jenny, she will bring that story up just much like I bring this story up all the time. And it's embarrassing as hell. And I'm like, please,
So
and
you-
then Chris will get all into
But I'm
it,
saying,
too.
so you see, you can associate with how I feel.
Yes. I
all
understand it.
I did was...
I
what
did what I
All I
thought
did
was
was what I
right.
thought was right.
Exactly.
I knew your folks were out of state.
But you know what? Not everybody thinks that's right. And
Yeah, not everybody would. A lot of people will go, you know what?
fuck them.
I can't. So, you know what
I
I mean?
don't
But
feel
he did
like it.
Yeah.
It's Labor Day. I haven't seen my wife in 3 weeks. I got a party planned. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Fuck. No,
but
no.
it's-
You go out and you help.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. You got to help.
Now, do you remember it as fun? I don't know if I've ever asked you this.
That day,
Yeah. Was it a horror show?
Not until you told me you had cold beer.
I should have told him I had the beer.
You know? Joe,
That was the-
don't beat yourself up, baby. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't know. I'm like,
It all-
here's like this.
It would have been funny though
It's
if like
Mr.
right away you handed him
This
a beer
isn't-
as soon as
this
he
isn't
pulled up.
Al, the guy I can talk to now, and
Yeah, right.
I can say fucking cunt in front of. This is Mr. Capozzi.
Yeah, right.
Like, Jesus, I wonder if he'll tell my dad. No, he'll get mad at me. You know. So it was really funny. That's why it makes it so funny when I said, you know, like, kind of scared. Oh, I got this ice cold beer here, and he's like, "Why the fuck didn't you tell me?"
Yeah, right.
We've been driving around
I'm
sweating.
fucking, I'm dying here. Get a few of them open.
Yeah. So you just brought up your dad. Between the two of you, do you have an update? Because I don't know what's going on.
I think he's fine.
Yeah, recovered,
My mother
like back in some
sent me a
routine
letter.
or what?
I sent my mother a letter. She sent me a letter.
An actual handwritten through the snail mail letter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he went from, like, you know, not being able to walk to wheelchair to walker to cane to, look, he's probably going to live forever.
What's interesting to me about the whole story
I
is
haven't
that
heard
in
from
this
him
day and
in
age,
another month. Last
He's
time
probably doing fine.
I called you. Yeah, but he doesn't even post anymore. And one of the things he said along the way is that he was having trouble with the typing.
You have to understand something
And-
about my old man.
dexterity of it, or
And I
his hands
can't
hurt?
and I can't call him because he doesn't hear.
Is it because his brain and his fingers aren't communicating, or because his hands hurt?
It's because the brain and the fingers aren't communicating. I believe that's why he's having trouble typing.
The the whole thing and aging and all that and friendship is awesome, but the thing that interests me the most is a studier of fucking.
What am I, a Negro?
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, that's terrible.
I'll
Here, let me get it.
I'll delete that. Of pop culture and all that is the fact that young Joe, it's not Joe Jr., I understand, but we always call him Joe Jr.
I can't get anything,
Yeah.
senior.
Not right now.
The interesting thing is that Joe Jr. and Cindy communicate through written correspondence through the fucking mail.
Yeah, but Joe told.
Does Cindy not do the computer thing at all? Is that why you have to do that, or is that because you guys are just both weird? She doesn't even have an email address, does she?
I'm going to speak for young Joe, and I'm going to say
She doesn't have an email address.
if he
Is
did
that my
not,
guess?
if he did not send her a
Well, then you
a
have to
written
talk
letter.
to her. I get that, but
if he didn't send his mother a written letter,
I'd never hear from her.
he'd never hear from her.
she doesn't do the internet, right?
She did for a while. I don't think she does anymore.
Does she have a smartphone? Because
No.
this guy still doesn't, which is
No.
amazing. You still got a flip phone, right?
Yeah, but
I would like flip phones. Don't get me wrong.
I wouldn't have a smartphone if it wasn't for my kid.
I've got a tablet. Why do I need a smartphone?
no.
Yeah,
For-
if you got a tablet.
It's not going to be too long from now where you're not
You
going to be
got
able
an
to have a
iPad?
flip phone. You might be the last of the Mohicans. I was right there with you, remember? But now I get like free shit because she works at Comcast and they have their own.
I
got
have
state of the art, son.
I have
It's wonderful.
a flip phone. Your mother has a flip phone.
I have a flip phone.
I didn't
we,
know
we pay
Joe's texting phone is a flip
we
phone.
we pay
Or is that it's the 944 number or the 747, the flip phone?
944 is my phone.
That's your flip phone? Joe's main business line is a flip phone.
we pay
With the battery taped onto the back.
we pay $46 a month,
Yeah.
unlimited calling.
And she never uses her phone, my mom, right? Ever? Like ever. Does she call you from it? Or will you
yeah.
call her on her fucking flip phone?
No, because she won't answer.
Yeah, right.
it.
She never answers
never
her
on.
flip phone. I got her to answer once. But then again, I've only dialed it 9 or 10 times.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm sure if I called it 100, she'd answer it twice.
But-
you know.
Again, I'm home. First of all, the only reason I ever had a cell phone at all
Yeah.
is because I went to work for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you needed to
And
be mobile.
I needed to be mobile.
yeah.
That's how I finally got into the cell phone game.
Me and my dad worked together for a while.
I know that.
About 6
for
years.
a long
It's
time.
interesting.
But
The worst 6 years of his life.
oh, I don't think so.
I think right up there with the worst
Oh,
6
I don't
years of
know.
your life.
No, I don't think so.
You
at
don't
all.
think so?
No.
Oh my God.
No. I don't think so. Matter of fact,
Actually, he quit smoking during that 6
I
years,
remember
which
where-
is crazy because when he started working for me, he used to light Winston 100
I know.
lights with other Winston 100 lights. 3 packs a motherfucking day.
I was at Mike Kostiniak's house where you told me you were quitting
He
smoking.
was 53.
forever.
53, right? 53. Which is younger
A
than
year
Joe.
younger
and
than me.
Yeah. 53 is when he quit smoking.
wait a minute. 2000,
He smoked from 11 to 53.
2001.
And look at him. He's as healthy as a horse.
He looks good.
And he drinks more than any 70-year-old on the fucking planet.
Yeah, but he's not fat. He's not.
Oh,
a,
yeah.
No, he's fine.
I got a
Yeah, but
big
you're
belly.
not a.
What do you weigh, Dad? 222?
Oh, I'm not that heavy.
No,
Come on, he's 5'11".
he's not fat.
and a half,
He's
maybe.
active.
On a good day.
He's out
He's not that active.
taking care of like some grandkids.
All right, hold
He's
it.
the most robust 72-year-old
All right.
on the fucking planet.
All right, hold
Gonna
it.
be around
Hold
for
it.
a
On the
while,
whole
we hope.
planet.
Hold it.
I hope he's around for a long time.
He's going to live to be
'Cause
100.
I got a favor. He's gonna need
He's
a
going to
ride
live
to
to
the
be
hospital or
100.
something.
And you want me to call you?
100,
Yeah.
son.
All right, listen.
One, I'll be dead.
I owe him one.
I will be dead for decades before he's dead.
Oh, stop it!
I'm telling you.
You have to stop. That
All right,
too.
hold it. Hold it.
Stop that death talk, you.
All right.
You miserable
So, all right,
bastard.
so we're going to talk about the old guy.
He
before
don't
we
want to
go.
die, and I do. That's the
You
difference.
don't want to die.
We're gonna
Stop that.
Go ahead,
talk
Dad.
about the old guy for a minute.
Go
and
ahead.
then we'll go back to whatever.
Talk about what you just talk. It's all about talking.
I quit smoking on January 12th, 2001.
Sounds about right.
All right. I had smoked since I was almost, what would that have made me? I was born in 46. 2001, I was almost 55. Is that how that works?
I was gonna say 87,
I
but
can't.
but then again,
I'm writing. You got to do your own math.
I got a
You were
degree in
53.
math
All right,
from
all right,
SUNY.
whatever. But I had smoked for 53 40,
11,
43
42,
years.
43 years.
I had
right.
smoked for 43 years.
Constantly. And he had fucking deflated collapsed lungs in college from smoking twice.
46 to so you were 55.
When I quit.
Yes.
Collapsed lungs
And we
made
did it-
him not quit smoking. That's how much he loved smoking.
Well, I
I-
bet back then though they probably told you it
All
was
right.
it was you
They
didn't-
were Tarrantons.
No,
Because you didn't smoke
all,
enough.
We all knew it was wrong. We all knew it was wrong. But I loved it.
Smoking rules.
So, here we are 17 years later.
Yep.
I've got emphysema.
Ugh.
Now, do you have
It go ahead.
is there variations or do you just have emphysema?
I have my emphysema.
There are variations.
All right?
There's got to be like brutal,
You don't
mid.
you
Not that
you
bad.
do not want to be with me in my house the first 3 hours after I wake up in the morning.
Do you surprise yourself with the amount of phlegm?
Not anymore. It's not a surprise anymore.
So
It's really revolting. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
we won't.
Smoking, the gift that keeps on giving.
Well,
However, Al is right. I am probably going to live to be 100
why not?
because I have a lot to live for. I love every one of my 9 grandchildren.
Look at him. He's gorgeous and pink and pudgy, and he's just
And
his
he's
hair looks
sincere
good.
about it too.
Look at his
He's
fucking
enjoying
look at his
himself.
fucking fingernails.
I wish
and
I
his
had
hands. You're robust. You're the most youthful 72-year-old I've ever met in my life, and you're my dad. It's amazing.
Compared to your son now.
Why? Do I look old? I think I look
No, you don't
38.
look old. You're just a big fat animal.
You know what? I'm a sexy gorilla. Just ask my wife, man. I am a big sexy gorilla. I got a young wife, dude. How fucking unsexy can I possibly be?
I don't know.
My wife's
She's
young.
got bad sight.
She got bad judgment. She got bad sight. You know what I
No.
mean?
Either way,
She
Joe.
got some
I've
flawed
never-
judgment.
I can't tell. Like, there's been periods of time, not lately because we're doing this, but like a month will go by, I won't see him, and he'll walk in, I'll go, holy shit, he lost a lot of weight, or holy shit, he's big as a fucking house.
I do go up and down.
He does this thing where, I don't do that. I'm sort of like, I'm within in a 10-pound range. He's in like a 70-pound range.
Yeah, and I'm about ready to do the
And
fucking
he's somehow
skinny
he's
thing
able
again.
to do it.
Yeah. I'm ready.
I'm around 216, 217.
That's amazing.
I have been as
My
heavy,
left fucking thigh weighs 216. You know what I mean?
I have been as heavy as 240.
I'm 245 pounds of Irish Nordic muscle.
There you
Fury.
go.
Irish Nordic Fury.
I can put my head through that Luan door
What do you think his
without any
when I-
problem.
What do you think his dad goes? Is he 250?
I haven't seen him in a long time, but
260?
he's probably fat.
It's hard to tell.
I haven't seen him in
Then if
2
it-
years.
Because he used to be bigger than me, and now I'm bigger than him.
Oh,
so
he was
it's
up-
always hard to
he
tell.
was
But if he can't get his fingers to his mouth, maybe he's gotten thin. And my mother's probably not cooking because she doesn't know who she is.
Oh, they go out to eat all the time, Dad. That's their thing, right? Not just when you visit, right? You're under the impression they don't cook. They eat
Oh,
out.
no, they cook. They cook. They eat
Oh,
in.
oh, do
sometime.
they? Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you were under the impression they
I
I
stayed
believe
out.
my
And
sister's
now
living there.
Leslie's living there. So
Yeah.
the three
So
of
do
them.
you communicate with Leslie?
No,
Oh,
no.
Someone has to. I
I
you than
haven't-
me. I'm not gonna.
that's the fucking. That
I
seems
haven't
to
talked
be the
to
fucking
Leslie
linchpin,
since
the
the
wild
whole
card. Is
Dan is
Leslie.
missing.
Leslie is the
thing.
wild card. Somebody
I
needs
honestly
to.
don't know.
One of you guys has to
No,
fucking communicate with Leslie.
no.
Do you have her email? Does
Can't be
anybody
me.
have Leslie's
I've got her
email?
phone number.
So why not call
Al,
her? Say what the fuck.
He should look. We had a little falling out. I love my parents.
Of course you do.
And I have no issues with my dad. In the sense that, look, my father,
Is this thing on?
Yeah, it is. It's on.
my father wants to die by himself.
I mean, who doesn't, Joe? I don't need
He
any
is
of
the
you
lone-
motherfuckers
he
around
does-
me
he
when
does
I
not
die
want
either. I just want
anybody-
to die.
I don't want to die alone.
I
And
do.
he doesn't want anybody fucking staring at him
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and going, "Ugh." He doesn't want it.
Yeah, I want it to get real cold
Neither do I.
and no one's around.
Having said that,
Let me just die.
I don't know if my mother knows that Dan is missing.
Oi.
And I would not bring that up in a letter. And I
I
won't.
agree with you. I
Because
believe. She,
I believe-
she does not know.
I don't think she knows.
I think it would kill her.
And I think it's better that she doesn't. And I hope none of them listen to this fucking show.
Don't worry about that. I believe they're still under surveillance.
Although I think Nancy's boyfriend listens. I think Mike listens.
I've never met Mike.
I met him in San Diego a year and 2 months ago. Jesus Christ.
Well, my sister Nancy should be executed
Well, I mean,
after what she pulled with him and me.
she didn't really pull shit with me.
Yeah, she did.
She took some shit out on me, that's all.
No.
Hey, when we were together, while we were together, we did fine. We worked well together. It was when we got separated and there was
Yeah.
other shit going
I'll tell
on.
you what.
Either of you need
been
either
very-
of these things. I got no more vodka and soda, Dad. I got light
No, I got
beer.
a whole beer.
You gonna be all right?
We got tons of beer.
Oh, here you go. That. You need one? This?
No, I'll save that for a little
Say
later.
that. All right, good.
But
Nancy, go ahead.
I never realized.
I'm like, don't
And I'm gonna-
Nancy, but Nancy.
Here's what I'm going to say.
You've got a really, really big forehead.
Yeah, I know. It's a fucking joke.
Nigga, that's a 5 head.
I believe you could get fucking Star Trek and Star Wars one on top of the other. A fucking double feature right on my forehead.
Oh, no. Spotlight on your forehead.
So that's why Al said maybe we should never, because, you know, we've talked about maybe having video. I know. I got that flashlight there, which I think
He's a flashlight fanatic
that rat
over
bastard.
there.
I
I
think
brought
he
it back.
Stole
I brought
one.
it back.
Is
I
that-
brought it back.
Is that mine?
Yeah.
Get that over here now.
I'm a flashlight.
Fucker.
I brought it back 2 days
Paid
later.
like $20 for this. Now this is one of those ones that if you shine it in your eyes, you can't see for 3 days.
Yeah.
You guys got similar flashlights. Although
Shut
Dad's
that
is
off. Shut
ama-
that off.
What?
Shut that off.
The TV?
No, the light.
Oh,
Right
the
over there.
light. All right.
We're gonna do flash. We're gonna do flashlight comparison. Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, we got a lot of fun.
Okay.
I think
How,
Al wore this one out.
how much was that?
I used it for a second.
Like $20.
Okay, shut it off.
All right. Well, you got to put it on together so you can
Wait a
fucking.
No.
gotta find
No,
the
there's no
button now.
comparison. Shut that off.
Oh boy, here you go, Joe.
Ready?
He's taking out his flashlight dick. Whoa,
Oh, that.
that's a flashlight.
$9.95
Where'd you get it?
online.
What do they call it?
Flashlight.
By the way, we've had other flashlight fanatics on that guest microphone that you're on.
That is
Eugene,
a serious
Eugene
light.
D. Eugene D. He's
Hey,
like
killer,
you guys with the
turn that
flashlight.
light back on. I gotta get the brand of this because I gotta get a few of these suckers.
It's available online. It's the
Dad knows flashlights. Man.
What's the name of it?
Dad knows flashlights and booze.
Oh, and by the way, it goes, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ooh,
this
wait a
one
minute.
has a.
Narrow that all the way down again. That's cool.
Well, that's the bulb.
It looks like fucking Space Invaders.
No, it's the bulb.
I know.
That's the LED bulb.
Plus yours is orange, mine is white.
Yeah, that's a series.
We haven't taken a break in
There's
a couple shows.
there's
We're going to
a
do it
name
right
on
now
that.
because we've come to a standstill and I got to pee. We'll be right back.
She said, have I got a little story for you? What you thought was your daddy was nothing but a while you were sitting home alone at age 13. Your real daddy was dying. Sorry you didn't see him, but I'm glad it's all. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. While she walks slow across a young man's room, she said, I'm ready for you. Why, I can't remember anything to this very day except the love. Oh, you know where. Now I can see. I just stare. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. at the question, and it's so, who answers, I'm still alive, I'm still alive, I'm still alive, I'm still alive,
So it's raining like a fucking whore out there right now.
Is it raining men?
And it's 87 degrees.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's May 15th. Today was a summer day.
Are you on? Have we been recording this whole time?
Well, I do.
$79 from Primitive Survivor.
For the 808?
For the flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are still on that. That's fine. It's kind of seamless, timeless,
Well, he's
ageless.
got me hooked. I'm gonna get me one.
Much like my dad.
Warning.
Do not
Due to
shine this.
extremely high media demand, supplies of the XT808 tactical flashlight are selling fast.
It's because of the shit.
Do not shine directly into your eyes.
Don't be blind forever. Yes, rush me my flashlight.
How much?
They're not telling you. I think they just want you to give us your credit card, and we'll charge you what you think. We know what you think that it's worth.
Joe, $9.95. I bought 3 of them. Al has one. I have one in my pocket, and I got one in my closet.
Well, I'm jealous now.
And you know what? This isn't the brightest flashlight I own.
Do they make a better one too? Seriously?
Oh, it in this size?
Yeah.
Yeah. This
It's amazing what they're coming out with.
this is 800 lumens. I've got a 900 lumen in my the bureau next to my bed.
Yeah, this was.
Now,
I
you-
pulled this out of the bin.
But you can get more. But you know the flashlights are this big.
Right. Right. I don't want the beat the black people to death flashlight that the cops have. That is a handsome devil too. It's very precision.
Dad, as a contemporary of
We going back? Are we on?
as a contemporary of
Nice of him to tell us, right?
The single greatest president in the history of not the modern United States, but the United States of America.
Can you
Donald
believe
Trump
that
is-
people don't think that
Donald
he's the
Trump
best
is
president?
actually a way better president than George Washington. Okay, that's how good he is. He makes Abe Lincoln look like the semi-Neanderthal motherfucker that he is. All right?
All right.
Donald J. Trump is singularly the best president ever. As a contemporary of Donald J. Trump, how do you think he's doing? We love Donald here. This is what we have a podcast because we love Donald. If you don't like him, please tell me.
But by the way, before we
Not
go
everybody likes it.
before we go any
He
further,
voted for him, I'll tell you that.
Did you happen to notice the T-shirt I'm wearing?
Well, no. The time is now. Reagan and Bush, 1980. All right. So
Yeah.
Dad's an old school Republican.
Which is fine.
Dad,
We like old school
Wait a
Republicans.
minute. Dad,
Has never voted for one Democrat in his life.
no,
No, I know that.
no.
Yeah.
Dad was a Kennedy Democrat,
Well, of course. And so is Joe.
which is a lot like being
so
a
is
Republican.
So is
today.
my co-host. He's a Kennedy Democrat.
All right, let's do the countdown. John Kennedy,
Yeah. Dad likes politics, Joe.
John
Where do you
Kennedy.
think I got it? That's where I
John
got it.
Kennedy, I would have voted for John Kennedy.
Okay, I voted
Over,
I voted for Lyndon Johnson.
There you go.
Johnson went away. Nixon came in. I voted for Nixon.
History is getting very kind about Nixon, by the way.
Well, he's tricky, but
But he was dicky. No, come on.
As we
the
get further away
relationship-
from his presidency, people are realizing that
Yes.
he was a pretty good president.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I voted for Nixon. Then I voted for Nixon. We didn't get a chance to vote for Ford. At least I don't remember.
Well, 76, you voted for Ford, but Carter won. And
Okay.
Ford got his ass. I mean, especially in Massachusetts. You had just moved to Plymouth where everybody was like,
Right,
what are
right.
you, an idiot? Of course we're voting for Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
right.
Jimmy Carter annihilated.
God knows a peanut farmer knows what to do.
So that was only 4 years, thank God. Come on, help my old brain here.
Well, I mean,
So then-
76 to 80, that was Reagan.
So Reagan was
against
80.
Carter. And
oh, yeah.
It was
Carter
Reagan,
was one term
Mondale.
and voted
Then I
out.
voted for Reagan, and I
And then
voted for
Reagan.
Reagan.
Yep.
No, wait. It was who did Reagan run? Reagan Carter in 80, Reagan Mondale in
Dale.
84.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ferraro, which and John Kerry became senator of our wonderful state in 84
We're going to get back to John Kerry.
because John Kerry came to UMass Amherst with Geraldine Ferraro, who I thought was impressive. And the Phi Sig fraternity had, because it was Fritz Mondale,
She looked like Hal Holbrook, by the way.
I
a
know,
little
right?
bit.
Yeah.
She could have
The
been
great Hal Holbrook, may he rest in peace.
She might have had a penis.
Fritz and
Geraldine.
Tits.
Fritz and she had to.
Or was it Fritz and Klitz?
The motorcade.
come
no, it
on.
was Fritz and Klitz.
It was Fritz and Klitz.
Yeah.
Oh,
they drove by the Phi
shit.
Sig fraternity. They had a banner out
Love you, man.
that said
Holly, I'm
Fritz
not part
and
of this.
Klitz.
Mom's not listening to this.
I know.
So
All right, so now we've got.
She stopped listening a while ago.
I know.
after
You know
the
what I mean?
first C bomb,
All right, so where are we? We went Reagan.
Well, and then George Bush Sr. beat fucking Dole. Not Dole. So,
no.
Mike Dukakis in 88.
Dukakis,
Right. And then he thought he had a lock on it
and then
against
Bill
Clinton.
We got them.
But
beat
fucking
Dole in the
Clintons.
primary.
But I voted for Bill Clinton twice.
Well, there you go.
So I'm just saying.
I voted for Ross twice.
I didn't vote for Bill
Do
Clinton.
you notice
at all.
though that I Republican, Democrat?
Yeah,
I didn't vote for Bill
you're
Clinton
not
at all.
You're not a hard.
I did twice.
You voted for him over Bob Dole?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You're not a hard right wing lunatic.
No. But he definitely then voted for
Come on.
George. You voted for W both
The
times.
Bushmeister?
You voted for W
I had
both
a vote
times.
for
Yeah.
Bill.
You voted for
The thing
W
about-
both times.
Here's the thing.
I voted for W both times.
And then you voted for John McCain.
Yeah, I did. Only,
voted for
only,
John
only
McCain.
because of the option.
Because Barack Obama,
And then you voted for Mitt Romney. We all voted for Mitt Romney over
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah.
We all lost. We definitely got our asses kicked. I mean,
But then,
I did. You didn't.
yeah, but,
But
you don't have
then-
to say you got your asses kicked.
high upon the hill,
Yep.
after firing many people,
Just a fucking ray of light shining down.
comes
from
this. You
God above.
know what I think
If you
about?
believe in that sort of thing.
Comes
Which I
this-
think you do, but I
No,
don't.
seriously.
Handsome orange-haired devil.
Orange skinned.
The
Orange-skinned hair.
A number one deal maker of all time.
Just a
He's a deal maker.
Do you know what I think about?
He makes deals.
He's so wonderful.
No. Every time I see him on TV, you know what I think about? The scene in the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers,
Yeah.
when the wizard shows up at the top of the hill
Yeah, sure.
with the Ronin army
Yeah.
and his horse
Does its thing.
raises up
Yeah.
Yeah.
and everybody down in the valleys getting their ass kicked.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here comes the wizard,
Yeah.
and the light shines on him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And he raises his staff, and he starts racing down the hill, and you realize he's got the whole 5,000 Ronin horse soldiers behind him.
Yeah.
And they're going to kill every nasty son of a bitch that's down there. And honest to goodness, when I see President Trump on TV,
He is the president of the United States of America.
all I picture
all.
is the guy with the staff
Yeah.
writing down to save the country.
He's
Well, and the
no
thing is-
fucking idiot, man.
I hear all these people talking about how horrible it is, and I'm like, do you remember what the alternative was?
Yeah.
No,
to,
they don't.
To vote for this horrible. I believe this woman, and I've said this on this podcast a lot,
Yeah.
is one of the most evil fucking human beings ever to ungrace this earth. She's an evil fucking witch. She only cares about herself. She's a fucking she's greedy. She's just the most horrid fucking human being ever to be on the planet. And she's untalented as far as foreign policy. She fucking lied to
She
those families
failed
in
at it,
in
yeah.
Benghazi and said it was because of a video.
Yeah, that's it.
She fucking lied to these people
Yeah.
whose families or family members were killed. She's an awful, disgusting.
She sucks.
Her husband's a fucking rapist.
Bill
and
Clinton,
she
Bill
went
Clinton
after
loves raping people.
She went after the
Wait a minute.
that
wait a minute,
one
wait a minute,
woman.
Wait a minute.
Juanita Broadway.
I saw an old business card. I thought it said Bill Clinton therapist.
No.
No, he's a fucking rapist.
Not therapist.
He
the
loves raping.
rapist.
He loves it.
He loves it.
There's
Oh.
nothing better than raping people as far as Bill Clinton's concerned.
Okay. Now,
And his wife she'll fucking put the kibosh on the woman right after he rapes her
Right.
and say, if you do anything, we'll fucking kill you.
Even though she
'Cause she's
hates
evil.
Bill, but she knows that listen.
And you know what?
now
she's still got a good
And
bank
I'm gonna
account,
let you.
man.
You're gonna go after this.
She's living
Alcina.
you know what I mean? She's living a wealthy lifestyle.
But you know
so
something?
She's
yeah,
just terrible.
because politicians make so much money.
This
they
fucking
do.
this
They do when you're on that level.
this
That's the
miserable
deal.
fucking whore never accomplished a single thing on her own. Think about it.
Yeah.
There was nothing she ever gained without even the senatorship. Daniel Patrick Moynihan felt bad for her because her husband was fucking the fucking intern, and he was quitting, New York State, which has 2 million more Democrats than
known
Republicans.
loudmouth and reprobate and cocksucker Daniel Moynihan. Good.
Well,
sorry.
I mean, I don't think he was that bad of a guy, actually. But
No,
he
but-
brought her in. She was running against Giuliani, and Giuliani got cancer and had to drop out. And Rick Lazio came in, a lightweight, and she won the Senate thing. But she didn't win it.
You're leaving out one very, very important piece.
What's that?
Did she kill anyone in
There
between?
was a guy by the name of John F. Kennedy Jr.
Was Junior
was-
on her side
who
too?
was-
Was
no.
he still
No,
alive?
he
then?
was becoming a Democratic Party darling.
I
Yeah.
thought he flew into the ocean. Before.
No,
Nantucket
but he was-
Sound.
not,
he
huh?
was-
Nantucket Sound.
He was a candidate.
He was a candidate for senator
Yes.
against Hillary.
Yes.
Jesus, I don't remember that. You mean there was an actual primary?
No, it never got to be.
No,
held.
he would have
He flown into the ocean.
he would have been her
He would have been senator.
opponent.
No way she would have beat him.
He was the favorite.
So she got 2 bonuses. Giuliani got cancer.
John F.
JFK
Kennedy
Jr.
got dead.
flew in the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
I'm
That
not sure that
evil
timeline
whore.
is working for me.
That's what?
I'm not sure that timeline's working
There
for
is
me.
Look it up.
nothing.
I think that kid was dead way
Look-
before she was
Look
senator.
it up.
Is there
Look it up.
I'll look it up. Hold
Is
on.
there
I'll look it up.
anything better than watching that miserable bitch fucking
Yeah, I'll tell you.
cry the next morning
I'll tell
after
you-
she lost?
Here's what's
And,
better.
and every
Anything
day
better?
since.
Here's
every
what's
day
better.
since.
And
If you listen to this, Hillary, die.
Yeah,
You
right.
fucking whore.
Die, you cunt.
Die.
Die, you
No.
cunt.
Miserable
no.
fucking
Die, you
cunt.
cunt. But
Die slowly, though.
you can't. No, you know what would be better? The perp walk. You know what I mean? Can you imagine the perp walk? She walks out in fucking cuffs. Cuffs behind, just the cuffs behind her back, getting into the FBI fucking SUV. I'm sorry, Joe. Listen, just love me for who I am and what I represent.
come back here
I'm gonna look up.
because I have something to tell you that I don't think
Well, he can hear you, Dad. Just talk into the microphone.
I'm coming.
That's all.
Well, once you're done, wipe it off and come back to the table.
Oh, he needs to look you in your eyes, apparently. Joe and I actually don't look each other in the eyes much during these broadcasts. We really don't. It's bizarre.
Well, we're looking at
I'm a
other
novice.
stuff.
Yeah, but I think I look. Do you look up at me and I'm
think-
looking down?
No, I don't look at you.
No. See, we don't
How
look at
often
each
do you
other.
want me to get sick during the fucking
I know. We don't
podcast?
look at each other at all.
We talk.
I go like this a lot, and we just talk. You know what I mean? But tonight's very graphic. And
As you
Wacky.
mentioned when I first showed up tonight,
Yes.
you and I haven't seen each other in a bit.
It's been a while. It's been too long.
Yeah. I just want you to know one thing. Last month, for 2.5 weeks, I was the acting Secretary of State for the United States of America. It was my turn.
You deserved it.
I did. That's it.
now, is that
I just wanted you to know.
was that when Mike Pompeo was overseas, or
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
You got it called in?
Somebody had to do it before he was confirmed.
See, Dad's really wrapped up in the whole Trump administration thing. He's
Well,
close.
you know, Trump needed
He's
a guy.
got it in.
Well, I get wrapped up in all the administrations.
Well, yeah, because it's fun. I mean, it's good fun.
Well, it's fun, and it's also... I've said this to Al several times. Every 50, 75, maybe 100 years, you need a Trump. And the funny thing about it is I've been kind of a casual Trump observer since I was in college.
Yep.
Anybody that thinks Trump's crazy is buying
Is
right
crazy.
is buying right into the fucking
The bullshit.
the hype, the
Right.
bullshit.
Right.
If you think he's crazy, Trump is one of the. He's been saying that we've been getting ripped off.
For 35 years.
So this guy is not crazy. He ran for president when he knew he could win.
Right.
Did he win?
Oh, yeah.
How crazy is it that he wiped out a field of 17 pretty prominent Republicans, politicians,
Yeah.
wiped them out, and then went on to beat the fucking Death Star whore?
Right.
I was actually kind of pleased that John Kasich was the last one to drop out.
Don't you love when Trump was making fun of how Kasich? Have you watched him eat?
I know. But Kasich,
He's disgusting.
but Kasich was a pretty solid guy. He
From
understands.
Ohio.
He would have been an okay candidate.
He
if
understands-
Donald
Yeah, he's
didn't run, and he wouldn't have won.
He wouldn't have got nothing done.
Oh no,
Mario
he
Rubio would have won.
He wouldn't
or
have won.
Somebody.
I mean, if Kasich got the no, he wouldn't have won. Yeah. The only one who could beat Hillary was Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think if Jeb had been the candidate, he would lose.
Low
to
energy
Hillary?
Jeb.
Low energy Jeb.
Nah, he might have won.
No, he wouldn't. No, he would not. He would not. He would not.
Yeah, you're right, because Trump has this
The
populist fucking fire that
only one who could
ignited
beat
everybody.
Hillary was Trump.
Yeah, Jeb Bush wasn't going to ignite that whole.
No.
Isn't it something ridiculous? Like, even though she won the fucking popular vote, it was like not just the electoral vote. He won like something stupid, like 95% of the counties or something
Come on.
in the country.
Come on.
He won a lot.
He won most.
He
of
won
the
places
counties.
where Republicans haven't won since Reagan.
Right.
I saw-
He just wiped out. It was New York, L.A., Chicago, and like
Florida.
Philadelphia. That was it. That's
In
all
Florida.
she got. No, that she got. No, he got
Oh,
Florida.
okay.
Well, but he also did Pennsylvania. Did he?
No, I'm talking about her with. She didn't get shit. She got a lot
She
of.
lost pretty much everything.
But where she
lost
won, she
Pennsylvania,
won
Ohio.
unanimously.
Did she lose Wisconsin?
Yeah, she lost all that
Wisconsin,
She
It's-
lost the whole Rust Belt.
Which
The whole
everyone
middle of the
was
country.
saying,
Have
everybody
you seen,
says this
have you
is in
seen the map of the counties in the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all bright red.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And I saw an interview with Hillary today.
But by the way, everybody, you don't want New York City determining necessarily who your president is going to be.
Or Los
That's
Angeles.
not what you want.
Who the cocksuckers that
And
that
Miami.
fucking
And
put
that's
everybody
fine.
in the
That's
hole
fine.
and then got bonuses?
But I saw.
But that's not who you're looking to fucking vote for president. All right?
I saw
And
another
that's why
interview-
whoever set up that system is a genius. Whoever set up that electoral system is a fucking genius.
saw another
All right.
interview with Hillary today,
She's still alive?
and she's talking, and she throws in, even though I won by 3 million votes,
Right.
You didn't win shit. You cunt. You
I am not
fucking
gonna-
cunt.
I am not going to sleep safe until she's fucking dead.
I know, right?
I want her fucking dead so bad.
She needs to be dead.
And if anybody's listening to this that's law enforcement,
this is not.
I am not
I
going.
am not supporting
this is
this
not a
opinion.
threat.
And by the way, this is how much more
This is not
sway
a
she
threat.
has than Bill has. Because
but
if
I
Bill
want
Clinton
her
I am
fucking
not
could get her
supporting
killed,
this.
she'd be dead.
No, Bill. As far as Bill's concerned, he can wander around for the next 20 years or so.
everybody. Who cares?
I don't give a shit. But she needs to fucking die, and it's not going to be by me, FBI guy, or whoever's listening. But I hope someone comes along, wishful thinking, and fucking. You know how she deserves to be. Like, can you die by too many mosquito bites?
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Like someone sticks her in a fucking tank and she just gets mosquito bitten to
That's
death.
a really good one. I like that one.
You know what I mean? For like fucking days.
Yeah.
until all the mosquitoes suck all the blood-soaked mosquitoes out and put new ones in until she's got no more blood left and she just dies. That
I like that one. That's
she
probably
is
a good one.
hideous, fucking awful whore.
Oh, you're right. A hideous, awful whore. You could
Hey, Big L.
also.
I got 3 flashlights for $11.35 a piece
The same ones?
being delivered. Not bad.
The miracle of the internet, everybody.
eBay, baby.
What if they lowered her into a vat? One of those fucking
Awesome.
vats
You
at
wanna-
the
I'll give you a flashlight.
one of those vats at the sewage treatment plant. Could lower her into that. No, but the mosquito thing, it seems more humane yet awful.
Awful at the same
Yeah.
time. You put her you put it on like live television, so you can like one of those channels where there's just a still camera.
Oh, you
on it.
don't give her any water in between. You just that's it.
No. You give her water and shit. You
Oh,
want her
do
to
you?
like stay lucent while she's being fucking bled to death by mosquitoes.
Oh my god. I gotta tell you, Joe, I've never heard that suggested at all ever from
I just
anything
fucking
or anybody.
invented that. You know what? I've never
That's a
even
good
seen
one.
that on a movie where they just a person is bled to death
There's
by
gotta
mosquitoes.
be a movie with a mosquito. Death by mosquitoes. What
without
but-
any, not mosquitoes carrying a virus, just being like your blood is sucked out
by the
by a
way,
mosquito.
how good is my old man at doing radio?
He's wonderful. He can come
He-
anytime he wants.
I mean, out of everybody we had here, including Eugene, who knows about talking and a little bit about broadcasting,
Eugene
that
was
guy,
good.
right? That guy, not just what he talked about, but his mic technique is amazing. He put the headphones
Well,
on.
I admire your
His
father.
mic technique is fucking amazing.
Why? Because
And he listened. I said,
because
"Put
he
your
does.
forearms down there."
He's like the old school. You told him what he had to do, and
Yeah,
he does
and
it.
he did it.
He's not like a child.
Amazing. Are you taking a shit in there?
I admire your old man a great deal.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, it takes that long. I'm sorry. Oh, dude.
He's got a prostate
Dad,
like a
I'm
watermelon.
sorry. I'm sorry. Dad, I'm sorry. 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 That's awful.
Leave him alone in there.
I apologize. I haven't encountered that
Death.
yet.
Death by mosquito chamber.
I just looked that up myself. Death by mosquitoes.
Oh, that fucking ravenous whore.
Ooh,
That's the thing that
Shit.
everybody that talks, and I mean,
Clean the bowl.
I do.
That ring around it.
I do.
Oh, he
All right,
does.
clean it.
It's just,
Keeps coming back.
yeah,
there's
it's
something in the
weird water, yeah.
All right.
They put dye in the water because we're really close to where they put the chlorine in because it's right down on.
Oh, it's right on YouTube.
Like
Death
crap.
by 1,000 mosquito bites.
No shit. You mean it's not an original thought?
No, but, huh? I don't know, but I'm looking. I'm waiting. There's a really good fucking women's underwear ad on. Jeez, they know. How'd they know? How do they know to
Fucking
play that
sick
fucking
bastard.
commercial?
What is wrong with you?
I know. I'm sorry.
I have to slap him around every once in a while,
What the fuck with this kid?
Of course it is. Why do you think we do it? You're welcome to come anytime
No,
you want.
It's actually not a video of it. It's somebody doing a podcast. It's somebody doing a podcast wishing death by 1,000 mosquito bites on somebody, which is funny
There you go.
because, as you know or don't know, Dad, Joe and I once in a while talk about people who we want to die, but first they have to watch their children die of horrifying leukemia, blood cancer, and
Yeah.
then after their children
sort of-
die,
It was my idea, and then I thought about it, and I said, it's pretty bad. And
then they get to die of
then he ran with it.
then they get to die of terrible, terrible, terrible bowel cancer,
It's pretty bad.
where
though,
they just fucking bleed out on the toilet. All right. You get it?
I had an aunt do that.
I know you had an aunt do that, and that sucks. And I'm sorry.
You watch the little,
I can't think of a
little
worse.
eyes fucking go lights out.
Do you
I don't think that's.
Well,
a
you
good
can't
thing.
hear. What's going on?
All right.
Does anything or anybody come to mind for you, Dad, on that? You got to have a nominee for that.
On what?
Or you don't get that worked up. I know. You don't get that worked up. But once in a while you do. You can sentence somebody's children to death of awful blood cancer.
They can't be.
or grandchildren.
There is nobody I can.
And then
think
they
of.
die bleeding out on the toilet of fucking awful bowel cancer.
No, no. Not anyone's children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren. No. It's not the kid's fault.
Anyone you think should be fucking just die?
Hillary.
All right.
I think Hillary. When Hillary's dead, I'll feel better. And I'm serious about this.
Did you say Hillary or did he?
I said nothing.
Oh. You can't think of anybody?
He beat me to it.
Yeah.
When Hillary dies,
Jeez,
I'll feel
go.
better. It'll be like there's no chance she's gonna because she's so fucking evil. Like she could be going over to like some crazy ass country where they got like some voodoo hoodoo shit. You know, it could happen.
Okay, here we go. I forgot. Go ahead. It happens to me sometime.
About Hillary?
No, I just
Well, here's the funny thing
I had a point.
that I like about. Here's the thing I like about all the people that talk about Trump and how terrible he is and the idea that he won. And I keep saying to myself as I'm listening to them, don't you realize who would have been president? It's not like it was Obama that would have been president.
He sucked.
Obama did suck, but he wasn't evil.
Yes, he is.
You think he's evil?
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
all right.
Absolutely.
But he wasn't Hillary evil.
and your father says, well, they didn't like him because he's the colored guy. And that really bothered me to hear your father say that.
He's
an evil.
I don't think he was evil. I think he never ran anything in his life. I think he was unqualified.
He was evil. You look at the money that he sent back to Iraq. That wasn't necessarily had to be
Iran.
done.
Iran.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
There was no reason to send the $1.5 billion, $150 billion back to Iran because that money was scooped up as part of the sanctions. He didn't have to send that back.
I believe
He did
Obama
not-
was somewhat anti-American. And
which in my view makes him evil.
it makes you a bad president.
Makes you evil.
It makes you a bad president.
Makes you evil.
So, all right.
The morning
think of somebody
the,
like
the morning of Trump's
let's
morning of Trump's inauguration, Obama sent $321 million to the Palestinian Authority.
yeah, well. And there was no worse friend to the Israelis
Then
than
Obama. Obama was
Because Obama,
evil.
Unless
Obama.
you want me to open some wine.
What?
That's it, unless you want me to open some wine.
my wife's wine's awesome, by the way.
It is, and she definitely hid her booze stash because I know where it is. And she's like, "That motherfuckers are gonna drink all their booze, and then Al's gonna come upstairs and steal my booze again."
Did you find her stash?
No, it's
Oh, she hid it.
yeah. Good.
So,
she did a good.
I should have brought some. If I'm ever invited
Let's
again,
think of somebody.
I'll
I
bring
thought
some.
I said,
Hey, think of a milk toast
I should
candidate.
have bought instead of a pint.
Trump
I
could have
should
been
bought a
running
liter of
against.
fucking-
Think of some other Democrat, like
Next time I'll bring more.
Joe Biden, maybe. He's not an evil guy. Joe Biden had his family die in a car wreck.
He's a puppet.
So, no, I think Joe's got
a
some
puppet.
spirit.
No, he doesn't. He likes to smell
Look.
the hair of 11-year-old girls.
That is a
If you
career politician by definition.
all right, if Trump got beat by Biden,
no,
Senator
would
since he's
never happen.
32.
no, but I'm saying if that happened, you wouldn't be going like I was literally. He and I were ready to watch Hillary Clinton become president when he came over here,
Yep.
and I was like I was
And we
fucking
both called
depressed.
Trump early for the nomination, but
We were depressed. We were like, this is going to be fucking horrible. Because we both believed that she was going to win. And when fucking Trump stomped her, it was like, if Biden had beaten Trump, I would have been like, nothing really good's going to happen, but he's not going to. There isn't the fucking evil of. He's not an evil guy.
sniffing Joe Biden.
You know, he's not an evil guy. It's like Jimmy Carter. Jimmy's not an evil guy.
No, not at all. But he should have never been president.
No, he wasn't a good president.
No.
But Hillary,
Is evil.
I mean, the idea that, I met Trump won and I started crying. I'm like, instead of Hillary winning, the fucking evil Satan, she is Satan's spawn. I'm telling you, she's Satan's spawn. Actually, I believe Satan won't take credit for her because she's too fucking evil.
Bill is just a horn dog.
He likes to fuck.
Well,
And he's a gifted politician.
what? He's a wonderful speaker. But Bill's only problem is he's a horn dog.
tell you what, weren't you and Bill Clinton born in the same year?
Bill will fuck anything.
No, I think I'm older than Bill.
By a year, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he was born in 1946.
Donald, no.
I'm going to look that up.
No, Trump and I
got one of these.
was born in January of 46. Trump was born in June of 46.
Yeah.
Clinton may have been born in 47.
All right, we're going to look. Anyway, because I remember you know what? I think that's what you said when he got elected. It was the first time a president was younger than you.
Well, Clinton definitely liked the babes. And he
August 19th,
there's nothing wrong with that.
1946, younger than you, technically.
Except that
Same
he-
age.
And 2 months older than Trump.
Yeah.
Except for a rape or two.
By the way, his wife would have been the oldest president, too, if she got elected.
But Bill isn't necessarily evil, although he could be.
By the way, Dad, Bill Clinton, brilliant guy.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Born the same year as you.
Yep.
A Rhodes Scholar. I think you're a very smart guy.
Unlike myself.
He was president of the United States. He had the best physicians on the planet. He looks like the fucking crypt keeper, and you look like someone who's going to live for another 25 years.
Well,
and still be making porn movies.
And I'll tell you
Bill-
right now, you
Well, that's
drank
'cause-
way more than he did.
I'm sorry, what?
You drank way more than he did.
Of course I do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but Senior, that's because you got that fucking huge cock that nobody knows where it came from. Unlike
Came
your
from
son,
my
I've
father.
seen it.
Came from my father. Whom we used to refer to as
Daddy Bat.
Senior Beer Can.
I'll tell you what. That summer I spent with him
Daddy Bat.
while he was dying, I saw his cock more than once, and it was
Huge?
fucking impressive. All right,
Hey,
it was
hey,
the
it
heavy.
happened.
It was literally when he died.
Not.
It was literally
It was like,
the heaviest part of his
You ever seen,
entire body. You know what I mean? It was literally the
have you
heaviest
seen
part of his body.
Jim Norton's sketch where he goes, my girlfriend, because I can't help myself. I was asking her, like, Jim Norton. He's on with, he's been on Howard Stern a ton. Jim
he was-
Norton's on Opie and Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
He's a comedian. And he was asking his girlfriend, like, what her last boyfriend's cock was. And it's like,
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it was kind of like a Pepsi can. And he goes, a fucking Pepsi can? What do you mean a Pepsi can? Well, it was about that wide, and it was probably like, And he's like, Jesus, talk about like throwing a broomstick down the hallway.
Like a Mick Ultralight can.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
You just gave your father a Diet Coke.
Oh, that was weird. There you go.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is my new beer. It's only 2.5% alcohol.
New beer, meaning the last 5 years.
And it's 55 calories. You can't even get fat drinking it.
I mean, yeah, you can.
And barely drunk.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't care.
The thing is you drink, you drink enough of them, you know the thing. My mom always said my dad had high tolerance.
And it's an Anheuser Busch product because I'm supporting your wife.
Yeah, right.
It's the only AB product
which
I
means-
can drink.
Which means I'm probably going to bleed from the ass tomorrow.
Nah, you'll be fine.
That's why
We
I stopped,
hope not.
That's why I stopped drinking Anheuser-Busch beer.
It ripped him up, man.
It's an ass bleed.
It was my
Tore him a new asshole.
It was my favorite beverage of all time, Budweiser beer. And after 30 years of having severe hemorrhoid trouble, I stopped drinking it, and they went away in 3 days.
I want to point out to our 3 listeners, we didn't know the hemorrhoid story was going to come along, but
Hey,
these old fucks.
hey,
They
when
gotta
you-
talk about it.
Was his father, was your beer drinking relationship with his father, did that encompass more products than, like, you guys are hanging out long? Weren't you guys drinking, like, Miller High Life and Low and Brow? And was that all shit, or were you guys always drank Budweiser with him? I remember a lot of different, there was always, like, some fucking beer of the day. Like, Low and Brow had its little, there's Miller High Life in there. I remember Falstaff being in there.
Lowenbrow had its day.
When you moved from Brockton, what was your brew? Was that Narragansett?
You're not letting them answer any
No, it was
questions
Bud.
there,
Was fun.
Sparky.
Yeah. But I remember all these other beers. Narragansett, and I mean,
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
Red, White, and Blue, which was made by Pabst.
I thought that was Falstaff.
Wasn't that the bicentennial beer?
Yeah, definitely. The original suitcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Pabst. All right, maybe it was Falstaff.
You even did Busch for a while.
The one with the lady,
St. Pauli girl.
St. Pauli girl, which when I had it was the best beer I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
How about the Carlsberg?
Carlsberg Elephant.
They didn't do too
Yeah.
much of that, though. You didn't have that in the beer fridge in the basement too much.
No.
But you definitely did a Miller High Life bottle phase. I don't know if it's because you found a packy where they were cheap or
Yeah, but
you did
I
a
did a
Miller
Miller
High
High
Life
Life
bottle
bottle phase.
The clear bottles, the classic green
I'm
and
telling you, it tastes
red
good.
label. You know what I mean? Gold
The
label.
High Life.
I like Miller High
We-
Life, by the way.
so
Miller
do
High
I.
Life Light's good, but
I
Miller
still do.
High Life is better.
I drank Miller High Life Light forever.
champagne
I know.
of bottled beers.
Yeah.
We drank everything.
Yeah. Well, and then Joe will tell you the story too about. I'm not even see that story that I'm about to tell has nothing to do with what we were just talking about because you guys used to drink gallons and gallons and gallons of that shit, and then it's somewhere towards the middle end of everything was the Beamish find.
That was a very, very. That was a blink in our history.
And you guys drank all that beer really quickly so you could get onto the other beer.
it was only a pallet.
It was a pallet of beer, right? It didn't last very long.
No,
I actually brought that shit up I actually was in college when that was going on. I brought that shit up to college. You gave me a couple cases.
we had to get rid of it.
Yeah, man. Look at this. Oh, man. Joe, you're the man.
Don't be squeamish.
A Miller High Life light neon sign. That is... Nobody has one of them.
Joe does.
Oh, my God. I have a
be
Yingling
squeamish.
one. Oh my
Have a
God.
Beamish.
My wife bought me a Yingling one, even though I don't drink it. It was a nice sign. I broke it in the move. I broke I broke that, and I broke my TV.
I got this.
Your flat screen?
Yeah, but I found a Samsung, a 3-year-old Samsung still in a box from 3 Christmases ago. Somebody bought. They were doing both their parents died, and they were just doing a clear out. $100 for a 40-inch television. It's not like it's like an LCD, but it's HD TV. I don't know nothing about the technology. The picture isn't as good as everybody else's
It was
picture.
$100.
It's $100 and it's 40 inches. Who cares, right?
Do you know how long it took me to find that?
Oh my God, Joe.
On eBay?
I mean, I remember when you found it, but you've owned it for a while, right?
Yes. It's been
Have you ever
over 10 years.
Did it used to live somewhere else? Is this the first time it's been plugged in for more than a second? It's
It
absolutely
used to be
gorgeous.
on the window,
Fucking gorgeous.
on the slider that nobody uses it.
I kind of remember that.
Was this Anna's apartment?
This was Anna's apartment we're in now.
Okay.
And I took it off. What do you need, your phone?
I'm good. I got it.
Was that part of her apartment?
That was underneath the deck.
No, I know that.
So, no, this was her door. This was her door outside.
Oh, okay. All right. I got it.
Then I built a room above, which
Yep.
I haven't finished,
Yep.
just so I could build the shop below. And it's watertight and heated.
So she had a bedroom, a bathroom, a closet.
Little kitchenette. And, without the big table, it was pretty cozy in here.
Yeah.
And that was direct to the outside.
Right. I remember that.
So she had some sunlight and shit.
She's still single?
Yes.
Wacky, right?
And I think,
Wacky, right?
well, she says she hates men.
She's gorgeous.
She needs a billionaire or a very successful surgeon.
I don't blame her at all.
Yeah, she's waiting.
No, you know what? It's not that for her. She just wants someone. I think there's. Look, everybody has fucking problems. If you're beautiful, there's some problems that come along with that too. Now you can do a lot of you poor thing.
Something I could never.
I
I just can't relate.
But
I mean,
I'll
I
tell you
can,
something,
but whatever.
because you got guys coming after you just for your looks. They don't care if you're smart. She's a wildly intelligent person, and she ends up dating these people that I think they pretend that they're interested in that she's smart, but they just want her because she's beautiful, and she finds out. So it's sort of.
I mean, who doesn't?
I don't know. And I don't know what to tell her. I mean, I've never been a beautiful woman.
Jesus Christ. There's the understatement.
I've never
of the
even
fucking
been a
year.
woman. Never mind a beautiful one.
And she's only 29.
She'll
Ish.
be 28. She's 29 in August. But you know what? Her mom didn't get married until she was 29 to me. And now people are getting married later. So I was kind of hoping that she wouldn't get married till she's 35. And then she can have a couple kids if she wants.
No. It's waiting way too long.
Nowadays, people are
Yeah,
living a long
nowadays.
time. Even
Nowadays.
really?
Yeah. You're put in the older mother category.
After what, 30?
After
35.
Really?
thereabouts. Yeah, seriously.
where you they can have chromosomal damage and shit.
My daughter is
You pop out a corky and
my daughter is a reasonably healthy woman. She's
how old is Leanne?
born in 76. So she's going on 42. She's going to be 42 this year.
Jesus Christ! Really, your youngest is 42.
Her little boy is 4 years old. He'll be 5 in September.
Now he's normal and everything, right?
Oh, he's gorgeous.
He's not all fucked up or anything.
No, he's gorgeous.
Like Al.
But they
Fucking fairy tale mutant looking motherfucker. Look like fucking Shrek.
but they
You know, there's nothing better.
But they
Because
walked
I love
her-
your son. You know this. And he loves me. And
and I love you both. So take that.
we've spent so much time together getting fucking shit-faced in that cabana. We should have been doing this for years. This,
Yeah,
this-
but you know,
Imagine-
but you know what?
you had other things going on.
It took a long time for me to come up with the idea because God knows he wouldn't have
I
come up
would
with
have
it.
never come up with that idea, man.
So
It's fun though. 'Cause
How about-
we
But
get
this
to
is
do
a
a little
blast, isn't it?
technology, a little sound mixing.
How about back in 76, 7, 8, 9, 80, blah, 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 if you had your dad and me on tape?
Oh, I know. I used to sit in the corner of the kitchen up on the counter and listen to you assholes get shit-faced and solve the world's problems. And I think that's probably where I got, but it was a happy time, you know?
Absolutely.
People were having fun and
No hatred.
No, and there was controversy and shit, but there wasn't like get up and there wasn't like the time when Tom Raposa came over and you were gonna fucking kill him. I'll never forget that time. But that was once out of like all the times.
But did you see it happen?
What? Tom Raposa?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna beat him to death.
No, I'm saying, did you see what
Oh,
the whole
absolutely.
situation was?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
I-
he's out of line totally.
I think he got off easy.
He didn't get a beating.
All I did was push him out the door.
That's it. And it just went away from there.
You remember, Al, what we're talking about?
And it was fine.
Yeah, didn't he like slap Nani in the face or some shit?
Yeah.
But what did she say to make? I mean,
Nothing.
No, she
No,
said something that
no.
offended him.
No.
He just slapped.
He was not offended. He had this habit. He had this habit.
He was doing
If you talked, he would go, and he'd smack you. And he'd say, oh, just shut up.
Oh, you
but
can't be
he
doing
was
that.
doing something like this. He was doing like, aren't you a cute old woman?
Oh yeah,
You're so
yeah.
what
Yeah,
cute."
you get escorted
but
out
I
of the
mean-
building.
But he
We're
hurt
all
her.
kinda looking,
He
going,
hurt her because she had the arthritis.
Right. I mean, she was what, fucking 80 then?
no.
Who cares?
60
Doesn't.
ish.
No, she wasn't 60. She was 100 when she died.
No, she
for
was
Christ's
maybe
sake.
93 when
She was
died.
70 probably when he did it.
So, I mean, he's doing that. You don't touch an old woman.
No, you don't touch anybody. Never mind a woman.
My
or an
wife
old
tells
woman.
me that all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Unless you want a good pussy grab.
Right, that too.
Or if you got a gallon of KY.
Right.
Get on down there, boy.
No,
But no, you don't touch an old woman.
he hurt her.
Yes, she was uncomfortable. I remember
No, I
her
mean
face.
physically, he hurt her.
Yes.
Not just emotionally.
Yes. And you got to, but nobody really, everybody's kind of sitting around like, what do we do here? And then finally you said, it's fucking enough. And someone had to. And my father's a pussy, so he wouldn't have done it. But it had to happen.
Thank you.
That was before 1980, by the way.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but and I
Fucking 38
and if my father
years
ever
ago.
listened, Dad, I don't think you're a pussy. You're a wonderful human being,
She'd
and
be
I love you very much.
111.
I just can't be around you because
Yeah, she was in her late 60s.
mean to my daughter, and I can't have that. But I love the experience I had with my father. How many guys get to travel cross country with their old man 3 times on a motorcycle?
None of my kids.
I've spent more
And that's
quality
why
time with my father than most people ever spend.
I never had to have a hip replaced, a knee replaced,
Well, I don't think a motorcycle did that.
have
I
a
think he was just fucked
cervical
up.
operation, all this current stuff he's having done.
No. This is why my father has been a fat fuck his entire life.
No, he hasn't.
Come on now.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
He's always had a big gut on him. Compared to you, he's always been fat.
I have a photograph of your mom and dad at Al's wedding. And
Come on, he had an enormous ass.
He was fat. He was fat, wasn't he? No.
no. When I met your dad, he was not fat. When I met your dad, he was one of the he looked a lot like you. He didn't. He was a big, broad-shouldered, strong-looking individual.
You know why? Because I got my grandfather's physique. I have and I'm not saying this to brag, my grandfather apparently had the V back.
Yeah.
And apparently I have
That's what
that.
you got. Yeah.
My father has the fucking pear shape. He got his mother's
No, but when I was a
physique.
young man, I had a V shape.
No, but I still do. I'm a blistering, massive man, full of power.
I have
Say
seen.
it. You're a superior human being.
I'm a fucking superior
I have
physical specimen.
You are.
I have seen both you and your dad do things that I never believed were possible, or should have been done.
Well, I think he wore himself out. I don't know what happened to him. Hey, you know what? You know, he's more Irish than I am because there's more Irish in him. And the Irish are known for bad bones, bad fucking hair, bad joints, bad everything. So my mother has more, there's, from the lunatic side, she's German on her father's side, and then from the lunatic side, there's French and Scandinavian and shit like that.
Right.
And they tend to be, the Germans are a superior race, as we found out during World War II.
Well, I mean, obviously.
So,
Them Aryan types.
I don't know. I don't have any problems like that so far.
So far.
And I had I wanted to get a cortisone shot on an outer hip. And so I had my hips actually looked at. And because, I'm concerned that I'm going to have to fucking do this shit. And they said, no, you don't have any arthritis. Your joints are good. This was 2 or 3 years ago.
Look at the two of you are superhuman. The two of you.
No, but I have a huge fucking forehead.
Yeah, but nobody fucking cares about that. He doesn't have the big forehead, but his shit's a little thin. You know what I mean? By the way.
More than a little.
Although
thin.
I've been I've been thinking about what Al said
Talk
to
about
me.
superior genetics.
There you go.
Now he's got
That's your mother's
Would you
hair.
look at the hair on this guy?
That's your mother's hair.
Now Al, I was listening because I listen to Al, because Al and I, especially now with the podcast,
He
I don't
pretty
know
much
whether-
has to listen to me.
whether you-
because-
whether he feels this or not, but I feel much. I don't know. I shouldn't say closer because I do anything for him regardless.
Anyway,
We've all been-
Except help him move.
We've all
I
been,
won't help anyone.
Yeah,
fucking
me
move.
neither. And I would never ask you to help me move.
We've all been close
Note
for years.
that I didn't ask.
But he said, "You got this fucking blonde hair, even now,
Yeah.
with very little gray." And I've been looking at it, and I'm like, maybe I should grow this shit out, even though there's fucking patches missing and shit.
Comb it forward.
I'm thinking about doing the Trump.
Yeah.
Him and my brother Paul are the only two guys who have blonde hair still. You know what I mean?
I
You
got
remember
blonde
I
hair.
used to be blonde.
Yes,
Now I'm white,
it happens.
more or less white.
Hey, you had the red beard too, though. Did you? You
Yeah.
don't get that red beard, do you?
No,
Yeah.
no.
And I'm really
I
thin,
definitely don't.
all right, but I just comb it the way I've combed it since you
Yeah.
I've known you.
Forever.
and it ain't that bad.
No, you got
The
hair,
only thing
man.
I like about shaving all the hair off is I can go upstairs while Alan
And
or-
shower a lot quicker.
No.
Oh.
While Alan and Bill are out working, and I'm supposedly working here, and I go upstairs and have a nap and lay on one side of my head. And if it's all shaved, they never know. 'Cause
Right.
There's none of that. You don't have to fuck with your hair.
Right. None of that rooster shit going
So
on.
there's a beauty of having your hair really short.
Right. All right, guys. Hey, we've had a good time tonight. We put in a good 2 hour and 5 minutes.
This is our longest show.
No, it's not our longest show. Well, no. You want to keep going? You got
Let's
shit
keep
to talk.
going for a little bit.
got stuff I want to talk
Oh, all right, good.
Well,
you started getting up.
mind?
I figured you were starting to get ready to go. I was just trying to be
No,
smooth.
no, I'm ready. I'll go as long as.
I'll tell you what. We're going to take another quick break.
We'll
We'll
take
be
a
right
break.
back.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the Boston Harbor. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went rambling that ribbon highway, I saw the Poppi, a polluted skyway. I saw below me a congested highway. This land was made for you and me. On Sunday morning, in the shadow of the steeple, for the welfare office, I see my people. They stood there hungry, I stood there screaming. This land was made for you and me. Nobody out there, you never stop me. Now you're walking the freedom highway. Nobody out there, you never make me turn. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said no trespassing. But on the other side, it said nothing. That sign was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the Boston Harbor, with the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you, and this land was made for you, and this land was made for you and me.
You're concerned about Melania Trump's health?
She's supposed to be in the.
She's in the
Walter
hospital.
Reed.
She had a procedure
But they're
done.
saying another 2 to 3 days.
That's okay. She's the
No,
first
what-
lady of the
what-
United States of America, and
I
she's in the
understand
best
that.
hospital in the United States of
I
America.
understand that, but what she had.
We're back,
done-
everybody, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We are back.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
That's all right.
So
What they had initially said about her procedure was, it's normally day surgery.
Oh. It was a kidney thing?
Yeah. I
Like
don't know.
kidney stones or some
No,
shit?
never having finished medical college.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but
By the way,
yes.
absolutely 100% the most beautiful first lady in the history of the United States.
no, Hillary was.
Yeah, right.
She wears 48 years old pretty well, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
She's beautiful.
Fucking
And
stunning
classy.
And classy.
5'11" tall, without the
Speaks
heels.
5-6 languages. That's not
5.
fucking
Only
hard.
5.
That's
Only
not easy,
5.
man.
Only 5.
All right, 5.
And her son only speaks 3.
Yeah.
But she's no Hillary.
Thank God.
Well, she's not a fucking scum-sucking fucking whore. You know what I mean?
Who should be killed.
All right, stop.
Violently on live TV.
People know that I'm here tonight. I'm
You'll
not,
be fine.
I'm not part of the Kill Hillary group.
Well, yeah, that's
Deep
fine.
down inside, you know you want her dead.
But there's a difference between wanting her to die and talking about killing her.
Oh, no. We have to make sure that the FBI understands. See, I'm actually going
She's
to...
almost as old as I am.
right.
Any one of us our age can
But she-
fall down and die.
she still should be executed.
don't-
But not by us. See, you have to understand, we don't use words like we will never execute Hillary. However, if someone did execute Hillary, I would not be all that upset
How have you guys gone 49 shows without me?
because we're careful with our English.
Yeah, right. Okay, here we go. We got a couple of things to cover. Number one, the United States Embassy in Jerusalem opened yesterday.
Yes.
Did they build a new building?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They converted.
Seems like they couldn't have. Wasn't it like very recently or
yeah, they converted.
December? Yeah.
They converted
All right.
some building.
All right.
But the dedication was yesterday.
Yeah. And the gorgeous, hot,
Oh,
what's her name?
Go ahead.
Ivanka Trump
yes,
was there and in our representing us.
right.
You and
She
me.
has huge tits.
Beautiful,
Well,
beautiful
she-
cans. Beautiful fake cans, too, because I've seen her. She hosted the Miss Something when she was like 15.
What are they, fake?
Yeah, they're fine. They're perfect, though. They're
you
perfect.
sure
Yeah,
they're fake?
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
fake. They're perfect, though.
Yeah, but they're huge. Why
They're-
would anybody get huge
Because
tits?
she had like C's and she's like, I'm going to need double D's, all right?
But she had
You
a
know what I
couple
mean?
of
I'm
kids.
just
Maybe
gonna
they just
need
bulked up.
No, those are fake titties.
We know that for sure now.
Yes, absolutely. Just Google search
Hey,
Ivanka
I
Trump's
just bought-
fake titties.
I just
You know what
bought
mean?
4 1,000 lumen lights.
How much?
Yeah.
$12.95 a piece.
Oh
No, wait a minute. $12.95 a pair.
I want one of each. I want one of the 800s
I'm gonna-
and I want one of the 1200s.
Lux Power. Tactical
I-
V1000 LED flashlight.
I want you to
Two
just.
pack.
I want you to just give it to me.
I'm going to give it to you.
Dad,
Both
do you
of
have some sort of insight on the whole Jerusalem thing, or is it, why'd you bring it up?
Well, I brought it up because of all the demonstrations over and around the Israeli borders yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Did any of them misbehave to the point where they needed to be managed, or fucking disciplined?
Israeli
or
soldiers killed
scores of them?
around 60 people and wounded about
Oh.
another 2,400.
Oh, why did they do something stupid?
Yes, they marched civilian Palestinians right up to the border,
Yeah.
and Hamas began throwing grenades and whatever.
It's not good.
And the Israelis
Israel
said,
doesn't play, man.
and the Israeli soldiers said, "We don't play."
Yeah, they don't play, man.
And they started firing back, and there were at least 50, call it 60 people were killed.
Yeah.
and 240 or 2,400. Pick a number.
Any Israelis killed, or
I think one guy was stunned by a rock on his right shoulder.
Right. Right.
they didn't take any heavy losses, man.
No. But you know something?
But it's amazing because Israel continues to be Israel.
Yeah.
They're 70 years old.
Yeah.
This was in honor of the 70th anniversary of the founding of the country,
Oh wow, you're right. That was 1948. Holy shit.
which is really kind of silly because Solomon's temple was built in Jerusalem.
Yeah. Well.
2,200
yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, way longer than that. 3,200 probably.
And the Palestinians are saying, Jerusalem is our city. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
You can say fuck you.
You can say whatever you
say
want,
cunt.
man.
Want me to say cunt a lot?
No.
That'll.
When you go back through, that's the first time I said fuck tonight.
Let me.
that's all right.
It is.
You got to say it sometime.
Here's
man.
something interesting. I'm going to tell you this.
1,400 years before Muhammad was born.
You know what date it is? You know what the Israeli calendar date is? 5775.
That's how long they've been civilized.
So here's the thing. I listened to Joe Rogan and podcast listening isn't for everybody, because if you don't have a drive to, meaning a car ride to go somewhere, a commute.
That's the only reason I don't listen to you guys. I don't have
No, and
that-
it's very
I don't
understandable.
have that period of time to dedicate.
If you don't have I work on the computer. I draw plans on the computer. And I'll spend hours in front of the computer. And so I listen to podcasts. I mean, if you don't have that type of work, then how are you going to listen to a 2 or 3 hour podcast?
exactly.
So you either need the car ride or you're a captive audience where you can work and listen at the same time. So I was listening to Joe Rogan. He had a woman on. She's a journalist, and she's 33 years old, and her name is Abby Martin. And I'm not going to say anything bad about her, because what happens with age is I'm 54 years old, and I've been watching this Israeli-Palestinian shit go on my entire life. As long as I can remember, there has been this, the Indians, we took over Indian land. And you know what? The Indians lost. At some point, you got to go, you know what? We lost. But here's what I'm going to tell you. She went over and she's saying, oh, these Israelis, they're, it's so sick. They'll just throw a grenade over and they'll shoot 50 Palestinians. And this is a person that lacks the perspective of history. Because it used to be like they would do, do you remember the bomb? They used to blow up a restaurant filled with Jewish people. And then they would go over and they'd try to find out who did it. And they were, the whole time, Israel has been trying to, play it safe with the rest of the world, because Israel is a democratic country right in the heart of the Middle East. So a young journalist says, how horrible is that? They'll shoot 50 people for only one Israeli. I can't fault her because she has no perspective on it. And she went over and talked to the Palestinians, and they're all, yeah, but the problem is that the Palestinians have not figured out that it's fucking over. I remember Bill Clinton, and you might have even been too young for this. Bill Clinton brought Yasser Arafat and Sharon together. I believe it was Sharon.
I started paying attention during that presidential campaign, so I know what you're talking about.
Got Arafat 95% of what he wanted, and Arafat turned it down. They could have had, I don't know whether it was a 2-state solution. They could have fucking had it. And he turned it down. Because you know what the Palestinian thing is? The Palestinians want all Jews fucking dead. So my thing is, fuck them. After 70 years, fuck them.
All Jews, all Christians, anyone who is not Muslim.
Unfortunately, that's the... I don't know that to be true.
That's
I don't
true.
know that all people of Muslim faith...
It doesn't matter. It's not all people of Muslim faith do not run.
It's the niggas in charge, at the very least.
That's right.
Well, in the Palestinian thing, yes.
Yes. All over.
Want...
The mullahs.
Yes.
There-
The
It is-
standard
it-
thinking is,
it is not-
if you are not,
it
you
is-
can become Muslim
it
and
is
save
not-
yourself.
it
But
is-
if
it is
you're not
not-
Muslim, you're an infidel and you should be killed.
Or you have to pay the jizzery.
Something. I'm good on mine.
but it's
Pops, you need one?
no. I'm good.
It looks good.
So my thing is, fuck them. I'm with the Jews. You know what? Jews represent
The Lollipop Guild.
a small percentage of the world population, and have probably, I believe this is a number that's true, have created 20% of the world's patents, have invented 20%. You want a doctor operating on you? You want a Jew.
Fuck yes.
You got ball cancer?
Wait, or an Asian.
I want me a Jew.
If it's your hand, it's an Asian.
or
by
an
the way.
Asian.
Yeah,
Or an Asian.
Right.
Yeah, on my hand, you know.
They don't seem to have the same, trouble from where they're coming from.
Do you want the Palestinian doctor?
No.
No.
They haven't invented shit.
Oh,
They're fucking fuck the Palestinians. I
My
don't-
primary-
I don't care anymore.
My
Now,
physician.
I don't want them executed. But you know what?
why don't
Their
you want them
brothers don't
executed?
want them. The Jordanians don't want them. The Egyptians don't want them. Nobody fucking wants them. Why don't we give them? Let's pick up Mississippi. Give them fucking Mississippi.
Don't give them Mississippi. That's what Obama wanted to do. Bring them in by the tens and hundreds of thousands.
I'll tell you what.
Settle them all over the country.
I got an idea.
Yeah,
Here's an idea.
go.
We pack them all up, put them on boats, send them right to fucking Cuba. They'll fit right in.
Cubans will kill them.
Well, that's a
The
solution.
Cubans are still
The final solution. The new final solution.
I mean-
the Cubans are still a
Look.
very proud race.
We don't. I'm never going to say that Israel should not exist and should bow down and let the Palestinians, they built the big wall. They keep firing rockets over the big wall. I don't know, in the grand scheme, in the 70-year scheme, what do you want the Israelis to do? The Jewish people are some of the most amazing people that have ever populated the earth.
And the Muslims who live in Israel are treated very well.
Yes, they are. Because there's 1 million Muslims living inside the Israeli borders.
And Christians.
Christians, too.
And the country runs just fine.
Robust.
And I don't know whether the Muslims or the Christians have the same voting rights
They do. They do.
as the Jews.
They do.
I don't know. If you say they do,
If they're
I believe
if
you.
they're citizens, they do.
But this is a democratic country, and if you're trying to hurt that country, and you've been doing it for 70 years, and if you go there and take a snapshot and somebody throws a rock over the wall and they shoot 50 of you, then you're taking the whole thing out of context because they tried everything else. And now it's like, throw a rock over the wall, we're going to kill 50 of you. Throw 2 rocks, we're going to kill 200. Throw a bomb over, we're going to kill 1,000. I mean, at some point, what the fuck are you going to do?
Well, after all, Israel is this big.
Yeah, it's a tiny little spit of land on the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And it is the Jewish homeland.
Of course it is.
Like, for real.
yeah.
They got some nice
The
beaches
first
there,
religion.
by the way, man.
They what?
They got nice beaches there.
Well, okay.
The first Judeo religion, which is Christianity and Muhammad.
The first religion.
The first. Well, I don't know. Are they before the Buddhists?
Who cares?
Around the same time, actually, by the way.
So,
They're
because you got the
within
Near Eastern-
100 years of each other,
And-
either way.
and Jesus and Buddha both were born of virgins.
Well, yeah, I mean, who wasn't, man?
But Buddha was a fat fuck.
Yeah, I know nothing about
He
Buddhism.
looks like
I
he
can't
liked
even.
eating.
No, those
I mean, who
How can-
doesn't?
You know, I've always gotten a big kick out of the white supremacists that love are white. They're Christian.
Yeah.
They love Jesus, but
Right.
they hate the fucking Jews.
right,
Right.
right.
Don't they understand Jesus was a Jew?
Yeah. Well, you know, man.
I mean, it's craziness.
Jewy Jewison.
You know, I don't know. I don't get it. But I am a big fan of the Jewish people, and I've told my buddy Ira that
I mean, it's funny how every
I'd go over and fight over. I'd fight for those people.
Well, yeah.
They're fighting for you.
Well, I believe they're fighting for something that's because if they say they all went, the Jews said, "Fuck it." The United States gave us Kansas. We're gonna go take that. Fuck it.
It can't be any worse than Israel.
The Palestinians would come in and they'd turn that place into a fucking shithole.
Of course.
In about a week and a half.
Yeah, it would be like they'd be killing each other over something else.
Right.
Yes. All right. Now, before we shut down tonight, and maybe this is the only time I'll ever be here, but
I
What?
hope not.
oh, I hope not too. What, Al?
Nothing. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. I have to go on record as saying, ever since I was old enough to understand what an isolationist is, I have been an isolationist. I have believed that this country should take care of this country.
Yeah.
I have always believed that you do not send United States forces out of the country unless something demands that you have to.
So Vietnam must have bothered you.
A lot,
Yeah.
but not enough to go out and march against it.
Yeah. Right.
I am an isolationist. I still don't understand why, when you look at the map of the world, we send millions and millions and billions of dollars to other countries. I realize this is the world of intercontinental ballistic missiles. We are no longer safe because we're surrounded by two oceans. But I would really like to build a wall really, really, really high.
Do you hate the Mexicans?
Nope.
Don't you like tequila?
I don't hate the Mexicans. I don't hate anybody.
You don't mean either. I don't know what.
Although, you know, I'm not. I don't hate anybody. But if you want to come here, do it by the rules. Whatever those rules are, do it by the rules.
Even if they blow.
I don't believe in open borders. I don't think you should be able to go from Nicaragua to Mexico to the United States to Canada unfettered.
Well, if you believe in open borders, then you have to stop believing in countries.
Yes. In
Now,
That-
that's a perfectly fine
but that
thought.
is no, I don't think it is.
No, what I'm saying, that's an okay thought to have. If you want to have that thought, I disagree with
The
it.
globalism.
If you want to have no borders, then you're not. Well, then it's kind of what's happening. It's what's happening and what the British are fighting against in the EU is that. Now wait a minute. We're not going to be dictated. This is a very, for better or for worse.
Man, that reminds me of a joke.
Great Britain is a country that spread its influence all over the world.
It ruled the world for a while.
And for better or for worse, they created colonies throughout the world. They were an empire. They have a very old, traditional thing going on. And when they joined the EU, they started to be saying, oh, well, you have to take this many of... If you got people coming into your country, you want them to become British. You don't want them to want you to become what they came from. What I've never understood about, Mexico and people coming from Mexico is, like, Mexican food is wonderful. I like Mexican food.
You like American Mexican food.
Okay. But I don't want to live... I've been to Mexico. I don't want to live like Mexicans because, I mean, the poor Mexicans. I don't want to live like that because they live like shit. So if they're bringing that and they want to hold on to that culture, well, then I think you should stay in Mexico. Stay in Mexico. As far as Vietnam goes, probably a war we should, in hindsight, should have never gotten involved with. But I think we were lied to a lot. And you got to remember, you got to put it in perspective. And Korea is much closer to it. I mean, like Patton said, we should have fucking went to Moscow because right after the Second World War, the Cold War happened, and it was a fight against communism throughout the globe. And there was a real scare that communism was going to take over, was going to become the predominant form of government in the world.
Except we still had an ocean on either side.
True.
And
That didn't hurt, man.
Doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt.
And I understand there were airplanes that could drop bombs and shit, but to really take over a country, you got to have boots on the ground. And even the supreme Japanese
Muckety muck.
muckety monk said,
Emperor.
you can't, no, it wasn't the emperor, it was the commander of the armed forces said, you cannot invade America because there will be a rifle behind every blade of grass.
Unless they take all the guns away.
It'll never happen.
Well,
The very foundation of
that's what globalism is all about.
It's the Wild West, Joe.
Well,
I told you, it's still the Wild West.
That's what the European
We
Union is
we
about.
are still the Wild West.
We are. And the European Union
Australia
is about
gave it up.
very young
Australia-
country. Very young country.
Australia gave it up several years ago.
after a big shooting. And not all guns, by the way. They can still hunt in Australia. But whatever the gun laws they had, there was a big shooting. They took the guns away. But trying to compare Australia to the United States, a country that is a continent of
It has-
30 million people,
Right.
to 330 million people,
Yep.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know what the... We should look out how many people
And
per
as I told Al,
square mile there are.
you are 4.5 times more likely to die on a plane, on a commercial airliner, than you are to be killed in a mass shooting. I'll take those odds. It's just that we have local news that is now national. We have something that happens here, and it's a local story, and we have 24-hour news, so they're going to make that into... Look, CNN has had the lawyer on for Stormy Daniels 70 fucking times.
What a joke.
Stormy Daniels.
What a joke.
Stormy Daniels is suing for defamation. She sucks cock on video for a living.
By the way, have you ever seen one of her videos? She's awesome.
She's terrible.
She takes
She's what?
she
She's beautiful.
takes fucking loads.
That's a
Wait a
that's a
minute.
She
woman
takes
right there.
loads
That's
in
Wait
the
a minute.
face for
Wait
a
a-
living.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait a
she's
minute.
You don't like
defamed
Stormy
somehow.
Daniels?
Time out. Time out. We can't all talk. Al,
yeah.
what are you saying about Stormy Daniels?
I think she's beautiful.
What do you think, Joe?
Well, I haven't seen her in a recent video or anything, but I think she's. I think Stormy Daniels is what Stormy Daniels is. She's a porn star. She takes cum shots to the face on video, and she's looking for defamation of character.
Stormy Daniels is the most cardboard porn actress that I have ever seen.
Oh, you mean you're talking
She
about her
doesn't-
performance?
She doesn't know what she's doing.
You're
She's
wrong.
not really good at it.
Now that could be
stop it.
defamation of character.
You clearly
Al, we
haven't
better
watched-
watch out about your dad.
Clearly
here.
haven't watched a lot of her porn, man.
Stormy's probably all over.
I ran out of it.
Really?
I ran out of it.
Because
She's
I watched it for like 5 seconds and I determined it was good. That's
she's
all I've seen.
horrible.
Stormy.
man.
She's
I must have picked the right
Horrible.
clip.
Maybe you got one that was like
I
you know
must
she
have
wasn't on her
picked the right
game or she was
clip.
having a
What?
bad day.
it was the what?
Maybe she had the trots that day. You know, wasn't feeling up to it.
No, she's no.
By the way,
Yes.
in the United States of America, there are 1,205 people per square mile. 1,205 square You know, that's the country, obviously. But in Australia, 7 people per square mile. All right? That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but that's not how it's divided up, though, right?
What do you mean?
You're just taking the overall square footage.
No, I got it.
Yeah, no, I know what you're doing, but you're taking the overall square miles of Australia,
That's how they did it. I didn't do the calculation.
And-
I'm just saying.
you know,
somebody
dividing
else
in
did
the number of people and saying
Yeah,
now
yeah.
there's
But it's just that much.
meaning there's nobody in Australia.
well, that
Or
and
most of Australia is
is
fucking
uninhabitable. It's uninhabitable. is
Right,
what
nobody
it is.
lives there.
It's not just vacant. It's
They
vacant
call
for
it
a
the
fucking
outback
reason.
because
man.
nobody fucking lives there.
And it's on the other side of the world, and yeah, we all know it was a prison colony. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. A lot of that fucking land is undevelopable.
But they can do whatever they want. They don't have a Second Amendment.
I got a buddy from college who he never got married or anything. I was in a band with him and the whole thing, the Edgemere band there. And he's got like a girlfriend in Australia. He's been going back and forth to Australia.
Oh my god,
How cool is that, though?
it's fucking crazy.
He's never got married. He's got no kids. He's 51. I think he's going to end up in Australia. He's like a He's like a quasi-professional musician.
You know, I'm going to tell you something. There is something nice about having a long distance, because I had one of them when I was younger.
Apparently, you can fly to Australia not all that too expensively, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's still 24 hours.
But you can do it for like $1,300.
Who cares?
I'm just saying.
It's like paying $1,300 to want to kill yourself after fucking 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then having 18 more to go.
By the way, I'm not. I don't mind the flight as much as I mind the time in the terminals up until the flight, and then
Oh, I'm way with you on
that's
that.
the worst. Anytime you're
Taking
on the
my
plane,
sneakers off drives me fucking crazy.
anytime you're not
Going
in the
through
plane,
TSA.
right? You're in the airport and in the plane and not in the air. All that shit sucks. But when you're in the air in an airplane, it's really not that bad.
Do you know,
It's not that
just, I probably shouldn't say this, but they'll have to find out who I am. In an airport close to us,
bad. Yeah.
where I fly out of on a fairly regular basis,
Yeah.
just to entertain myself, because they pulled me off to the side and searched me.
Uh-oh.
I said, there's $500 missing from my bag. And I made them and they went through this hole. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
I said, yeah, you guys stole $500 from me. And they're like, sir, well, we can't see. Yeah, I know there's a corner over here that's not shown by video, though. Can't see that over there, can you? That's where he grabbed the 500.
Joe likes to torture those
Are you
guys.
bullshitting us, or is this true?
Of course.
Oh,
he
no,
did
this
it.
is
Oh,
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. That's,
Okay.
you can't make that shit up.
But by the way, while I was out of the room, you were talking about Australia.
Yeah.
Anybody heard from Scott Brown lately?
Who's Scott Brown?
The former senator who lost to Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, the
And then he
Has
ran for
did he go
senator
to-
in New Hampshire and lost, too.
did he go to Australia?
I don't know.
Does he move there?
He's the ambassador to Australia.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
no shit.
Good for him.
I didn't know that.
Good gig.
He was one of the first appointments.
Well,
Good
he
gig.
was. He was a Trump guy early on, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know what? In hindsight, we should have gotten on the fucking Trump bag.
Hey, you,
we
dude,
could have
we
been
were.
ambassadors.
you know something?
I was on the Trump end. We were on there together.
You know what?
From the earliest
just,
moment.
Just based on this
From the
one,
second he declared, we were on board.
We're going to get involved. The next campaign, we're getting involved. We're going to become ambassadors somewhere.
Yeah, I don't
You and me, like
no-
together.
No need
There you
to.
go. Co-ambassador.
No need to.
What do you mean? We can go to a foreign country,
No.
have our own
No,
embassy.
no.
I don't want to go to some fucking shithole somewhere.
No, it's got to be warm, man.
I'm waiting for the 2018 midterm elections. I'm waiting for the big blue wave to show up.
You think it's going to happen?
Well, I think they have a lot to offer. I think the Democrats have a lot to offer. They want to remove the income tax cuts. They want to... oh, come on, help me here, Al.
They want to let everyone in.
They want open borders. They want
to prosecute anyone that doesn't agree,
they want to
that
take
says things like, well, you know, maybe it's not good to let every Mexican in.
they want to take
That's racism.
They want to take the guns.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're going to take the guns. We're going to do away with the Second Amendment. We want open borders. We want people to be able to come in and out, because if we let them do that, they'll vote Democrat.
And you know something?
And we want 75% income tax.
What you're saying is that they want to continue this identity politics bullshit that lost Hillary Clinton the election.
Yes. So you know what I'm saying right now?
The blue wave ain't happening.
You can write it right down. There's no big blue wave coming. Unless they
You
give
know,
the,
and I think you're
unless they
right.
give the 16-year-olds the vote.
Yeah, but they won't vote. They won't get out of bed.
I
They
don't
won't.
get out of bed.
You know
There's
what?
no big blue wave coming in November.
No, I don't see it.
Both houses stay.
And it's not coming in 2010.
Well, because you know
Is that
what?
the next presidential election?
20.
No, 20.
They're not running. They don't have any.
They're done.
They don't have any agenda
No.
that is
The Democrats
helping anybody in America.
Well, they haven't had for 50 years, and it hasn't hurt them until Mr. Trump showed up.
Well, he has pointed out a lot of things like, hey, black people, why are you voting for these people?
Vote for me.
You keep voting for them,
vote for me.
and they keep fucking you over.
How bad could it be? Just
Try it.
and they did.
And you know what? It's the lowest African American unemployment in history right now.
And the lowest overall employment.
We're at 3.9% unemployment, which is under full employment. Meaning, like, I don't even know how they get to 3, because, you know, they consider like 4.1, 4.2 full employment, because there's always people, you know, that are jumping ship on a job and looking for a job.
5 years ago, I was talking to your dad, and he was saying, you know, maybe 10 or 12% unemployment is what we have to look at for the rest of the time. Maybe people just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
And your father's not a stupid man.
Nah.
Your
yeah,
father's
he is.
no,
In
he's
some
not.
ways,
Wow,
he
which
is.
folds really neatly into my next question, Dad.
Go.
You and
He's wrong.
you and old Joe, if you guys talk politics, it never ended well. Like, you guys probably avoided talking politics a lot.
No.
No, those
They
were the...
just agreed to
Go ahead.
disagree.
Tell me...
We never agreed to disagree.
Yeah.
You
He
just
talked.
disagreed?
I listened.
And you never...
I'm a good listener.
Yeah.
Yep. You mean you let it... You probably learned a few things, and you said, nah, that's wrong. I'm not going along with that.
Why jeopardize
An otherwise beautiful friendship.
one of the best friendships I've ever had in my whole life?
Over
Right.
politics, right?
It's bullshit.
Well, it's not worth it.
Pretty funny.
No, you know what's worth it? Knowing each other long enough to share 1,000 cases of beer.
Right.
There you go.
Even though he's pretty much a communist.
Yeah. Oh, a card-carrying member of the Communist Party, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
And you know what the funny thing is? My mother is a Republican. Well, she used to be a Republican when she knew who she was.
When she knew what that was. Nah.
Poor Cindy.
That's the funny thing about it.
When I was
She
down,
was so much fun. What a riot your mother was,
My
man.
mother's a wonderful person.
She was a riot.
when I was down at your folks' house,
Smart, fun.
in
the whole
March
thing.
of 2 years ago, whatever the hell year that was. I walked into the living room one day, and your mom and dad were in there. She was reading a book, of course, and the TV was on, and your father was watching Fox News.
Which is,
And-
I've seen him watch Fox News, which just horrifies me because I'm like, what are you doing watching?
In the fucking vein in his forehead.
Well, because he's sitting there calling O'Reilly a cocksucker. You fucking cocksucker, O'Reilly.
I walked.
He screams
No,
at the
this-
TV.
This 10 o'clock in the morning. I walk in and he's watching Fox News. And I said, Joe, why?
No, not yet.
Why are you watching Fox News? And he looked at me, and in all seriousness, he said to me, because you have to know what the enemy is thinking.
Well, that's why Joe watches CNN and MSNBC.
Well, you do have to. Oh, you have to watch differing. You have to watch viewpoints.
Just before I got here tonight, I was watching MSNBC waiting for my turn in the bathroom so I could come over here.
Oh, was Rachel Maddow on?
No, it was a little before her time. But they had an exclusive MSNBC exclusive.
What? They couldn't get the flies out of Rachel Maddow's cunt.
Oi. Can you imagine?
There is reason to believe. There is reason to believe that Vladimir Putin has ties to Russia.
Oi.
No shit.
Right.
Get out of here.
Right.
I think Rachel Maddow.
That's some of the sensitive
Right,
information.
right
he
there on
tracked.
my TV.
Yeah.
I think the news story is that Rachel Maddow,
Is a carpet muncher.
her cunt won't stop spitting out flies.
Right. That's the headline.
No matter
man.
what they do, the lava's way deep, and we can't get it all.
That's the headline, man.
No matter what we do, there's flies all over the place.
All right. Have we run this into the ground tonight?
Yeah, we're about there.
We're 3 hours in.
Yeah, this is our
Not quite.
longest show by far.
But you have
It
to
will
go-
be. It'll be over 3 hours when we're done. Yep.
Well, no, 3 hours since we started.
If we,
Yeah, we took 2 little breaks, but yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You know what?
What?
yeah, we got.
I could spend another half hour talking about the flies and Rachel Maddow's gun.
Yeah, right.
No. See, that's where you lose me. I just.
It's
Oh
like,
my God, there's
it's like
another
a
one.
whole psychedelic thing. Anyway,
How many fly swatters can you have, Rachel?
listen, everybody. I haven't got much email lately, so it's kind of right at yahoo.com, kind of right at yahoo.com, and I'm still Joe.
And
How's
Reagan
the
Busch,
how's the
1980.
how's the website coming, Joe?
I'm working on it heavy.
All right, because I want kind of right at kindofright.com. That'd be nice.
That's coming along.
It's all right. But
Slowly.
anyway, we're having fun. This was show 50. We've done way more than 50 shows, but this is show 50 officially.
Yeah, it's
We would like to thank the absolute 100% greatest guest of all time, my dad, Al Sr. Thank you, Dad, very much.
and I love you, Al Senior.
Not only-
just so you know.
I love you too.
Not
Joe.
only you
You're my
verbose,
pal.
you're verbose, but you fucking know how to talk into a microphone. It's amazing. Good job.
And
I know-
always a
and I
lot
don't
of
think
fun.
You've ever done it, but
which I don't think
fucking
I've ever had a
perfect.
bad time with your old man.
Absolutely perfect on the mic. So
you on the other hand, I don't know about him.
no, I got technique, baby. All you got to do is listen. All you got to do is listen. All right? Who's the most charming motherfucker on air ever?
Your father.
Right. All right. That's it, everybody. Good night. I'm Al. That's
I'm Joe, and
That's
this
Al
is
Senior.
Pops.
I'm Al.
And we'll see you Thursday.
Good night.
Good
everybody.
night.